We're going to start meeting Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority regular meeting. We'll start December 15, 2015, 5:45.
No, you're right, sorry.
5:45. The roll call?
Mayor Kim,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Castro,
Here?
Councilmember Real,
Here.
Councilmember Hurtado,
Yes.
Councilmember Moreno is absent. We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Public comments, not to exceed the 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address the City Council on closed session items only. The mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and the place of the residency for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. The City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. We have Mr. Ricardo Solbin. This one for the closed session?
What?
This one for the closed session?
More than that one.
You take open meeting or closed session ones?
Open meeting.
Open meeting,
Open
so
meeting.
then we have to wait until we come back. Open meeting. Thank you. So is anybody comment for the public session? If nobody, adjourn the closed session. A closed session to the City Council, Calexico Community Redevelopment Agency, Success Agency, Calexico Financing Authority may be held in accordance with state law, which may include but is not limited to the following types of items: personal matters, labor negotiations, security matters, providing instruction to the real property negotiators, and the conference with legal counsel regarding pending litigation. The closed session will be held in the City Hall Conference Room located at 608 Hiva Avenue, Calexico, California. Any public comment on closed session item will be taken before the closed session. Any required announcement or discussion of closed session items or actions following the closed session will be made in the City Council chambers. 608 Hiva Avenue, Calexico, California. Closed session number 1, public employee appointments, title, City Attorney. Government Code 54957B. Number 2, public employee performance evaluation, title, Acting City Manager. Government Code 54957B. Number 3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2E1. One potential case. Number 4, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2. One potential case, Jennifer Lyon, ETLAL versus City Calexico government claim. We're going to go to closed session to let's say 5:49. Before we start the meeting, please don't forget to turn off your cellular phone, please. Turn off your cellular phones. Put the silence on the phone. Okay. 6:53, we're starting Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority. Regular session started. The call to order for the attendance?
Mayor Kim,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Castro. Here. Councilmember Real.
Here.
Councilmember Hurtado.
Here.
Councilmember Moreno.
Here.
All are present. We have quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Okay, we're gonna okay, we're gonna, who do I ask? I think Mr. Roera, would you lead us regional license? Yes.
Join me for the flag salute. Ready, begin.
Invocation by the Reverend Miguel Campos.
Gracias. Small prayers, big prayers, very elaborated prayers, prayers from a different religious members. Those are not to change the heart of anyone. That's God's job. And if we allow Him to change our hearts, to search for the good of all. To invoke God is to consecrate the work of our hands. Heavenly Father, give us courage to live and work for a new city, a new society. Give us the freedom to be critical when I see evil and to offer praises where I see good. Most of all, make me faithful to the vision, to the mission you have given me, to work for the good of all, to work so everybody here in Calexico can live with dignity, so that wherever I go and wherever I meet, I can be a sign of all renewing love. Give us courage, give us wisdom, and help us. Help us to work for the good of all. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father Campos. Closed session announcement.
No reportable actions taken.
Thank you, Mr. Hargrave.
Are you sure about item 4?
We report that back once we have an agreement, a signed
Okay,
agreement.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, approval, approval
You
agenda.
have to report the vote. You would have to report the vote. There was a vote.
There again, we don't have an agreement at this point. Let's come back with the agreement. We'll report the action and the vote taken at that time.
Motion to approve the agenda?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, in the last meeting 2 weeks ago, it appeared that we had left out the item very important at this time, very critical, which is the JPIA update. And I remember that Councilman Moreno and I and the rest of the council agreed that you would have the JPIA update on this agenda as well, being that the JPIA issue and the possible lack of insurance coming January 1st is very near and present. And I'd like to suggest that the city manager have the opportunity and the council and the citizens have the opportunity to have this item like we said we would, being that it's only 2 weeks away. So I'm going to urge the council that we do what we did the last time and include the JPIA update item on this agenda as it should have been.
Okay, Ms.
I would like to, Mayor, can I have a second? I would like to ask that the city manager maybe include in the city manager comment, you can give us a
I would like to ask the
correct?
council that the
Okay.
council themselves have an opportunity to ask questions and that the citizens have questions. This is an extremely important item. The insurance is in a crisis mode at this time. We are taking this community to the edge, which is the 1st of January with no information. I had to beg for this information at the last meeting. I can't believe I have to beg for it again. So I believe that it's necessary at this given point to give your citizens what they need, which is the opportunity for their representatives to ask you questions, Mr. Fenley.
Okay, Ms. Hurtado motion is making to put an emergency agenda, adding this one for that.
And
before
there
you
again, in
approve
order
it.
to add to the agenda at this point, we would need a 4/5 vote on a determination that it's a matter that arose since the posting of the agenda, and it requires...
Just like what we did the last
attention.
time.
Yeah, last time was supposed to be.
So I motion to add, what would it be? Last time we did it right before everything else. So we could do it, I guess, maybe after the budget, once we find out how much money we have.
I would say 9A.
9A,
After consent.
right before the
So-
public hearing.
Public hearing.
Ms. Hurtado.
Are you seconding my
making
motion, Mr. Moreno?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a second.
For
Is
9A.
there any discussion? I think Mr.
I would like to, I would like to hear city manager comments before, you know, for all you know, he's going to make a comment on us already having insurance and we're going off.
I still
the deep
believe that
end,
it is
so
the
we-
community's
I don't-
right to ask questions, and I don't understand why you're wanting to withhold the opportunity to ask questions about such an important item. There is no
Because
information,
if
there is no information to
Ms.
the public about
Hurtado,
this item.
you are the only city council member up here that did not attend your briefing again,
Sir,
and that's why I don't need to ask questions, because I attend my briefings.
excuse me.
And I think every
We
other
just had
council
that
member did
conversation, sir. The last 2
You
times
don't
my
attend your
briefings.
briefings, you don't get the information. It's that simple.
Okay,
Why haven't you attended your last 2 briefings?
because in
Or
my
3
last,
or 4? Why?
my last 2
Thank you.
briefings, my last 2 briefings were not scheduled by our city manager, because normally my briefings are on Monday at 12, at noon, and the last 2 Mondays I was not called, because for the last 2 Mondays, the last Monday that I
That's
was
no
supposed to be,
excuse.
excuse me, my community, I guess, wants an explanation. The last Monday that I was supposed to have my briefing, I was not called. When I came to City Hall, our city manager was handling the firing.
We have scheduled
was
meetings.
handling the
Nobody needs to
firing of
call
our-
me
of
so
our
that I
city-
go to
of
my
our
city.
city chief.
To
So
my
I did, and then
briefings.
you, Mr. Gomez, were in that office, and I did not get called. So that was not my fault, that Mr. Fenley had other more important things to do that day and did not bother to call me. This Monday, which was yesterday, I didn't get a call for my briefing either. And why? Because yesterday you decided to handle all the paperwork to release Chalo Gerardo. So apparently my briefings are secondary to Mr. Fenley's adverse decisions. Thank you. So as a community representative, I believe that I also have a priority, and I believe that Mr. Fenley is the one that's being paid to do this job, and I believe that I don't have to follow you or try to go find you. I had a standing meeting on Mondays at 12 for the last 2 years, and I don't understand why you don't want to work with me, Mr. Fenley. You chose 2 of my days to update me, to fire people, and bring people this way, so I'm sorry, but you don't write to me. You don't send me any information. The city attorney doesn't send us any information. You know, we're trying to get this information out of you in closed session, but closed session is where the citizens can't see this. And again, I can't believe I have to ask you and beg you for the opportunity. And you just heard, Mr. Real, you just accused me of trying to sabotage. I'm sorry, sir, but it's not about sabotaging. It's about information to your
closed
community.
session information.
It's about information to your community. And I believe that
And I
the
also
community
heard
should
that,
know.
well, Mr. Finley, your briefings, you
If
want
you
to have
don't
them.
want to, if you don't want to
your-
talk to, if
your
you don't want to provide the
briefings-
opportunity to the council to ask questions, that's just fine.
Ms. Hurtado.
I'm sorry,
please don't interrupt.
I'm sorry that Mr. Finley doesn't want to have briefings at Hometown Buffet with you, and he wants you to have them here at City Hall, well, like all other council members have them in his office. He's right, the city should not spend money on your lunch.
They
Or
don't?
his lunch.
Oh, my God.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have a
So,
proposed
Hasn't
so
she
we
said-
have a first and a second?
Didn't she tell you she wants to have them at
Do we
Hometown
have a
Buffet?
first and a second?
Yes.
Yeah, we have set
Sir,
first and
and
second.
Why
excuse
would
me,
you
sir,
wanna
I
have
pay
a
for my own
briefing?
lunches,
Okay,
okay?
a briefing
Stop
at Hometown
accusing me,
Buffet.
Mr. Real.
Why
Jesus
are you
Christ.
briefing at a restaurant?
What, you're going to arrest me?
Ms. Hurtado,
You need to
please.
stop, Mr. Real, really. This is so
Please.
serious. I'm trying to
This is the
tell
city
the community,
government.
Okay,
you
Ms.
guys
Hurtado,
have
please.
the right to know.
please,
You
yes,
guys
we
have the
have
right to
enough
ask questions.
discussion. Let's go to vote to adding the agenda to emergency agenda today or not. There was we wanted Mr. Hurtado saying his point is saying we need to discuss. Mr. Real saying is they can be done by city manager's report. So we have a vote.
But doesn't the community need to
So-
know?
Okay, the voting machine is working?
This is better than anything that's on TV tonight, huh?
Okay. Let's try it.
No.
Aye.
No. So 2 to 3, we're not adding the agenda.
I
So
hope the
we
media
need
is
another
watching
motion
this.
then.
This is very, very bad for our community to be in this point and not have information. Great.
The city manager will give you information. If you go
The
to your
city manager
briefing.
needs to give
If
to
you
the
go to your
community.
briefing, he
Be
will.
truthful with the community.
City manager,
Okay,
will
let's
you
be
give,
done.
will
Let's
you
go
say the
begin.
information?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the agenda as is.
Okay,
Second.
Motion by Mr. Moreno, second by Mr. Real. Thank you. We are going to vote?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Ms. Hurtado say no, and 4 to 1.
These 4-1 votes seem familiar.
Okay, announcement, this proceeding may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. Presentations, the update of the fiscal year 2015-2016 preliminary budget.
Are we going to have a presentation?
Do we have any information, the numbers in print?
This is 2015-16? What, I thought we were going to get financials on 14-15.
There was a little miscommunications, so they prepared this one instead of 14-15. But I believe next meeting, they're going to become up the full picture of the 14-15.
Yes, that's correct.
So we will, I just want to, before we starting the presentation, I like to have a little clear picture of the from new to, I think Mr. Leal last time I asking about we have 12-13 has, we have only for the, what's called the stone garden money, we have to replace it, about close to the $400,000. And 13-14, we have $3.7 million, the deficit. And 14-15, we have around $6 million deficit. Is it clear, the number?
Yes, they are no final numbers, but yes.
Yeah, so like around that number.
Are we going to
Thank
have the exact numbers next city council meeting?
Yes.
And
When I said final numbers is, no audited numbers, but
A couple
they are
months-
preliminary numbers.
a couple months ago, or about 2 months ago, you did say that by January we would have, you guys would be done. Are you guys still looking to be on schedule for January as far as?
Yes, that's still on goal, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do have a question with regard to what he just said right now, the deficit. Do you have a report for us? That, I don't know where he's getting that from, because I heard Mr. Real say that the other time too, that there was a deficit of $6 million. And because there is no sharing of information in my part, I haven't seen a report. Do you have a report for that substantiates that?
Not yet, not yet.
Where are you
We will
providing,
present
I mean,
very
it's
soon.
kind of irresponsible with such a huge number as the deficit, because 6 million is a lot. And
Sure
so,
is.
are you having conversations with people about numbers that you have no basis just yet?
Well, he was
No, I'm sorry,
reporting
can we have
last
the answer for the
councilman.
manager?
Yes, well, yes, this is a preliminary report. It's going to be presented very soon. But it's not just by the finance department. We have our consultants.
But I want to see the report. If you're sharing information with some of the council members about a deficit, I believe you need to share that information with all members. Do you have a report that you are presently sharing with the other members that apparently they have knowledge about a deficit that I do not? Do you have a report, or can you share that same report that you shared with the other members with us?
Mr.
we all
Hurtado,
have
this
that
number
information?
is when
Can
shared
I-
the last meeting,
Give me
last
one
council
sec.
meeting. shared
Exactly,
the
last
number.
council
No,
meeting,
what
you
we're-
stated that. You never showed us any report, not me anyways.
No,
No,
you,
no.
I went back to the video, and you asked him a leading question. You said, is there 6 million missing? And he said he would rather wait. So I need to know, where is this 6 million coming from? Because I would like to know that we're being a little more responsible with such a claim with reports.
Yes, you will have the report, Mrs. Hurtado,
Okay.
and everybody,
By
Because-
next meeting.
by next meeting.
City Manager,
Thank you.
I think that it's important that you also have a discussion with certain finance commissioners that we have on our team. We are having quite a bit of social media claims about this $6 million so-called deficit. And as finance commissioners, I believe it's very important that we not release this type of unsubstantiated information until such time that your books are closed and until such time that your books have been audited. How far are you away from closing your books and having that audit conducted?
I think we have 75–80% of the work completed for 14–15.
So, like right now, we've already gone 100 days since you've taken reign. And about another 100 days, or
No, actually,
January, right? 1st of January?
2 more weeks, you'll have it all done?
We've had the preliminaries in about 2 weeks.
So the 6
preliminary-
million, the 6 million, when you say 6 million, is that a fact?
It will be a fact.
Okay, so, okay.
You sure about that?
He
It
just
will be
said
a
it's a fact.
It will be a fact? So you'll have some reports that substantiate that, right?
So they
Yes,
they spent over the budget $6 million. That's a fact.
I don't have the final numbers, but it's going to
yeah.
be final.
I think, Mr. Finance Manager, I
Thank
think
you.
that you need to help us not do this as far as discussing
I think it's transparency.
yeah, it's definitely transparency,
Sure.
because look, let me say this. If you're missing $6 million, then I think that maybe right now at this given point, you should call in some authorities and have it reviewed. That's basically what I think you should do. But if you're basing yourself on only, because remember, aren't we still between shifting of the old program and the next? You do have the auditor's report that substantiates quite a bit of issues that you had in that department, and all of you already know what this report talks about as far as 2013 and where we were at 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, things have not been better. So, you know, I'm going to question the validity and the accuracy of what we have going on right now anyway. So even if we had the books closed at this time, I think it still needs to be audited, because here, these audits here have so many different issues that are coming up. And remember, this one here is about re-auditing because of the issues we had in that police department
As far
and the
as-
spending of the overtime.
Mr. Hurtado,
As far as
So-
the validity of the document, in other words, that they're not going to believe it, the lady that's helping, the firm that's helping, wasn't that hired by Richard Warren? That lady was hired by Richard Warren, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But she's not posting. And the problem that we see here and all of this, and I know you read this, and I know all of the council did too, is that the problems that we had in here was human error going on in that department. And you know that for a fact, that the reason why our finance department is in such disarray is the lack of skill. Our auditor tells you so. So how are we going to
Can we have
complete
the
task?
auditor give us the report? She can come up here and give us a report, because I think that
She's
would
not an
help.
auditor. She's
No,
only
she's
a
just a
consultant.
consultant. She's a consultant. She's not an
Okay.
auditor.
I know exactly
So
what her
would
role
she
is.
come up here and say that?
I believe we're gonna have another audit come out for the January.
I want a question, clarification. You had mentioned earlier that there is a $6 million shortfall in the general fund. Is that correct?
Mr. Moreno, I will have the final numbers.
You see, he
No,
can't be saying
briefly,
things without the final
Because
numbers.
what I picked up right now, just in this little brief conversation, is that there was a shortfall in the general fund in the amount of around $6 million.
Yes, that's correct.
That is
14
correct.
Yes.
So we have an $18 million a year budget.
But there's no reports to
Well,
substantiate it, sir. I think you
18
need to have
so
those
there are
reports to the council.
$6 million
So you're a liar.
missing,
Yes.
unaccounted for?
So we spend around $23 million.
Wait a minute, I want to hear from him. Or is it just rumor, or is you don't have the figures? Is it speculation? Because it's out there. And if that's the case, then there's something definitely wrong in the state of Denmark.
Whether it's 5.5 million or 6.5 million, it's still a lot of money.
Well, we don't know. I don't have anything.
Well, he says it's
What you've
around-
given us today is for the proposed 15-16 fiscal year, correct?
Yes, that's
And that's what's in front of us now.
Please, can
Yes.
you?
This
can
is
you
a
call it
discussion.
Smoother? Yeah, no, please call it smoother because you're intimating him.
I'm not into,
He's
I'm
not-
just,
he's not-
no,
he's
I'm
not-
asking for
he's not-
clarification.
What is-
I
what
can
is this?
smile and ask for
Professional then.
clarification.
Okay.
Okay, is that better now?
Yeah, what is
Okay.
this again? It's,
This is a expenditure status, general fund expenditure status.
or is it the budget?
This is expenditure. This
This
looks
for
like
the 15
you've got your departments on the left side,
Oh,
and
it's a
then you've
6-month
got
it's a six-month
expenditure
report.
plan from June 2015, how much they're planning to spend for the fiscal year coming up, right?
Smile.
So all our targeted budgets should be less than 50% on the right column. Is that correct?
yes.
And then some that aren't. And I want to discuss why there's 130%. For example, police maintenance and operations, 130. Could that be grants that have not been paid?
Some of them, but
Okay.
not everything.
Not everything.
Mr.
Well, allow the gentleman to go over this.
Okay, why don't we listen from the presentation first, and then if we have a question, let's do questioning.
I'm just wondering why we're going over 15, 16 when we have so much mess in 13,
Okay.
14, and 14, 15.
I
mean,
already explained that I was miscommunication. I was asking add up this one, and they just end up doing this one. So we had a little miscommunication on that. Please.
Mr. Manager, I think that maybe you might want to consider what we suggested to you the last time and what the
can we-
community suggested to you the
Can
last
we
time.
let him do it and then?
Is that
questioning?
maybe, excuse me, that we look at the possibility of bringing in a CPA firm, because I was thinking about this lady, I think her name is Susan. Isn't she at $275 an hour? I think she is, isn't she? Or $250 an hour as a consultant. I look at her kind of as a quarterback, kind of telling your team how to get everything together. But she's a consultant. And why don't we consider maybe having, because I mean, it's already been 100 days. You haven't closed the books yet. We need to close the books. Why don't we consider doing what we had talked about, 3 months ago when you started, about bringing in a CPA firm. I'm not sure how much you would be able to, maybe 3 individuals, and go in there and actually be your white tornado, that was the term we used the last time, and help you get caught up. And just
Is it like
get that.
micromanaging
Okay,
your city
we're gonna be
manager?
end up talking whole night on this one.
Sir, it's a budget.
Let the staff to explain first, and then let's asking what we need. Go ahead, please.
So that's a suggestion that a lot of us, sir, I am having a discussion.
I think if you're
let them
80%,
finish this.
give me a second. If you're 80% done, bringing in somebody else I mean, we need to let you guys finish, and then maybe you can get. I'm just saying, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but that's micromanaging.
No, it's not,
yes,
sir. We have an audit report here that tells you. What does this audit report tell you? That the majority of the problems that you have in your department and why it's in such disarray is human error. And it says here, if you read it, it tells you. And when we received this report, sir, I know that your past administration began to take steps to correct it, because our auditors told us, you need to correct what's going on in that finance department. The problems that we have and the bad reporting that we have and why there's been misplacement of reporting and why our reports are not coming out correct is because we need to have staff that's skilled. It says it in the report. And that is something that I need to make sure that we all understand why we're stuck and how easy it is to be able to resolve it, and that suggestion has been given to you, because I would like to know, how long is it going to take for us to close these books?
So what you're saying is the staff is not skilled?
The auditors say so, sir. Did you
Okay,
read
so,
it? Let me find it for you.
Yeah,
But
yes.
I think
I don't
okay,
understand. If we
let's-
have, if
let's-
we have
okay,
staff that's not skilled,
please,
why
let-
hasn't the past administration or
staff
the
turnover-
administration
Ms. Hurtado,
Would you like
past
to-
that done something about it?
let them presentation first, and then we can ask them what you ask them.
I'm asking a valid
Please.
question, though. It is about,
Okay,
it's about solutions.
Let them presentation first.
Yes, just for clarification, City Council members, I just was, I was taking this position since September 27th, so it's almost 2 months and 2 weeks. And the first thing that we do is just to close audit for 12-13 and 13-14. Yes, you have the presentation to City Council's meetings ago. Right now, we are focusing on closing 2014-15. Okay? It's true. It's true, we lack accountants for the last 3 years.
Yep.
That's the reason we are in this situation.
There you go.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why is it a bad idea to hire a CPA firm, bring them in for maybe 60 days, I don't know how many people, and help you guys to get it done?
Please let them talk.
Yes,
Is it?
I think we have the
Okay.
staff now that can do the job, but what I said, it's only 2 months. Remember, we have 2 years with no real accounting.
But remember, all our audits are held up, which means
Ms.
we can't
Hurtado.
ask for grants. That's why I'm
Ms.
saying it's
Hurtado,
actually kind of important.
You should not argue with them. To let them finish the presentation.
I don't argue, I don't argue. I just want to present you the facts right now. This is what I found 2 months ago, okay? And we are working diligently to fix these issues. I have the staff working 6 days a week, and we make progress. You don't see it yet, but you will see it.
We have to see it soon.
Please,
Yes, you will have it seen soon, because I know it's important, so critical to have financial
course.
statement, the audit close, and the auditor do a presentation for you for 14-15. Just keep in mind, we just closed 2 months ago, 14-15. That behind, that's the accounting was for the city. It's not an issue was created just overnight. It happened for the last 2 or 3 years.
That's
We're
what I'm
doing our
saying.
best to fix it.
Let's fix it
as
once
soon
and
as
for
we
all.
can.
please, let
I'm
them
having a
finish.
discussion with him. What is wrong?
Not the discussion, this is a presentation by him,
I'm agreeing with him.
okay?
Yes,
Please,
I don't
please
mind
be
any question that you
educated.
can have. I really don't mind any question you can have. I would like to have all the answers now. I don't have it. I don't have it because it's a lot of work.
And that's fine. But the question is, what's the solution? And that's why we're here, is to suggest to you solutions. And the solution has been suggested to this council, is to bring in some experts and push it. Push it. We're already investing in the consultant. She's a heavy expense. So, I mean, I think it's worth it. I think that this is probably the center point.
Okay, where you doing it, you just sabotaging the presentation. I'd rather stop the presentation if you keep doing it. Be educated.
I'm sorry you feel I'm sabotaging, but I believe that it's,
This is
we're all
sabotaging it.
elected to
Let
ask
him finish.
questions.
Just a simple education to you have it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gutierrez, if you feel that I'm asking you too many questions, but you know that you and I,
Let them finish.
What I said, I don't mind. I don't mind any
Jesus.
question you can
he
ask
doesn't
me.
mind, Mr. Kim.
I
He doesn't mind.
remind
Why do
your
you
mother.
mind so much?
I remind Miss Baron. She wasn't like this.
Stop
Mr.
talking
Mayor, I
about-
think they're having a healthy dialogue.
Jesus.
No, it's a presentation.
Well,
Presenter, let him finish the presentation, then do it, whatever.
well, I don't think he ever started it because you interrupted him first, okay?
No, because she's interrupting the first.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. Okay, the report you have in your hands is a summary of expenditures from July 1st, 2015 through last December 10, 2015. the comparison that I made was versus the last report that you were presented in last June 2015. That's the only document we have so far. And the intention is to present you with current expenditures under current fiscal year 2015-16, where you can see the trend of expenditures for the current fiscal.
So according to this, this information here, we spent
Okay, Mr. Real.
in
Can you
six.
can let him finish first and then we can question?
I
Please.
think you're done, right?
No, not done
No,
yet.
well, you can ask
That's
questions
how
anytime.
he talks. Go ahead, please.
Yes, as you can see, I would like to go line by line or item. City of Calexico General Fund expenditure status for 15-16. You have a first column for the expenditure plan as presented. We don't call it budget because it's not adopted budget yet. It was proposed, but it was a plan. So that's the only one available, and that's the only one I use. Second column, you have the expenditures year-to-date from July 1st to December 11, 2015. And the variance up to date. The first department that I presented is the police department. And salaries and benefits, line 1, for $6,086,409 versus year-to-date expenditures on salaries and benefits, $2,507,161. That's 41% of the expenditure plan at a time. In the ideal work, we should be at 42%, 5 months of 12 of current expenses.
I think the public should have a copy of this, or a overhead projection or something. I mean, you guys don't know what we're even talking about.
Go ahead.
Mr. Gutierrez,
Mr. Gutierrez, go ahead. Keep on doing number, bring the number.
may I ask you a question, Mr. Gutierrez? Thank you.
Let the presentation go through, then they're going to have good questions, please.
I just wanted to know, the numbers that you're pulling here, I have the May 31st, 2015 financial report. I have that one. So when you're talking here on the June 2015, the first column, what you just talked about, the personnel services, the $6,086,409, where did you take that one from this? That's where you say you took it from, right? From the financial report? From the June, this is May 31st, 2015.
No, from the proposed budget presented last time.
So then this column here, the first column on the left says expenditure plan as presented June 2015. I don't understand that. Is that what you mean proposed instead of plan? Proposed?
It was proposed, so it's not adopted.
So then the $6,086,000, I can find it because I also brought my proposed budget, the one that Richard prepared. Mr. Warren prepared this one. Is that the one you took the numbers from?
That one.
This one?
Talking about that one.
So then the personnel services, the $6,086,409, then I'm going to be able to find it over. Do you have the budget that you took it from? Do you want me to show you? Want me to borrow this one?
Well,
I just want to find. I want to be able to find how you correlated the two.
Yeah,
Where you picked up from, because this I should be able to find it in here, right?
Yes, the numbers
I
came
want
from
to
that
follow
report.
you. That's all I want to do.
Okay. Maintenance and operations for police, as a budget 588, 1,900 versus 765. Seems like it was an over budget or over expense, but actually what it is I include some allocate insurance, general liability insurance that wasn't included on the budget. Okay.
I'm looking at the 588,900, and that is under estimated fiscal year 2015 total for personnel services. Is that matching, like by accident? Because I'm looking at personnel services, and personnel services for the estimated 2015 says 5,889,000, and you have 6,086,000. But the 588 you have under maintenance and operations, and maintenance and operations here for the fiscal year has 884.
Yes, you need to add the three divisions from traffic, animal control, and police
But I
and
think you have them
administration.
switched. I think you have them switched because personnel here says 5 million, and you have personnel as 6 million, and maintenance and operations is not the same. That looks like it's this figure here, 5 million. I'm not sure how that happened. But you're saying there's something additional in there?
I don't attach the backup for this, but it just numbers match. If you add the three departments for salaries and benefits and operations for the three departments, that will match exactly the report I have in your hands.
Okay, can you run that one more time for me? I'm sorry. Are you talking about maintenance and operations or personnel?
Both.
Okay, and you added what? I'm sorry? I'm sorry, you said that these figures are not what is in this book here, because we had this, right, this budget that was proposed. We're not going to use this anymore because you're going to develop a new one, is what you said.
What he
So I
said is
just wanna
those
know-
figures are
I wanna
exactly
know-
what's in that
I want to
book,
follow, that's all I'm trying to do.
Yes,
correct?
correct. This is the last
You took
document
these
you were
figures-
presented to you, so that's the
You
only
took
thing I'm
these
using.
figures out of Mr. Richard Warren's budget.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I think we need to finish soon, more sooner.
Yes, fire department personnel services, which include salaries and benefits, is 50%. Maintenance operations, 56% of the projected budget. Engineering and development services, 36% on personnel services, 26% on maintenance operations. Overall, it's a 33% year-to-date expenditure. Public works, does include facilities, streets, park maintenance. Overall, they are 25% of the projected expenses.
So I just want to, I mean, looking at this expenditure status, we seem to be, on most of the stuff around 50% mark, which is exactly where we should be by December. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So now that's going based on the projected budget, not adopted. So aside, the only one I kind of have a question on, because it's really low, is maintenance and operations of public works. From June 30th to December, it's only 16% of the monies have been used. Is there a reason why? Is there something that hasn't been purchased that?
Keeping it as low as possible.
Okay. At this point right now, do you foresee any of these being an issue till June of next year as far as going over?
I know you notice it's so condensed. Only
Extremely.
the first line is salaries and benefits. The second line, you said maintenance and operations. And the reason is because we don't have enough detail at this time or analysis of our accounts. What happened is for the 3 months and a half of this current fiscal year, just a few accounts, when I said a few expenses accounts were used to record all expenditures. We are working on the last month and a half to expand the detail on expenses.
Are you going to be changing the chart of accounts?
Exactly. We are in the last step. I think we're going to have a final chart of accounts for next week.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
We want to have a final chart of accounts for next week.
Okay.
The chart of accounts that was used for 5 months on 2014-15 and 6 months almost on this year, it wasn't complete, honestly. It was too short, no detail. So we spent a lot of time trying to fix it, and our consultant is working a lot of time of her
So
time.
she's working on the chart of accounts?
And fixing the chart of accounts so we can provide better, because our software is good, but it wasn't properly fitted.
Well, talking about...
The information that was posted to our system is not the best or the better. We're trying to expand it to make it more clear for everybody, just the public, the departments, so they can see the trend of their expenditures. Right now, most of the expenditures are lumped or dumped in a few accounts. And that's why it's a little problem right now to give you more detail.
It's a big problem.
But we make already a lot of locations and city council members.
Do you mind probably issuing me shoot me a copy of your chart of accounts, what you have so far?
Sure.
Because like you said, what you're showing us today is very difficult for you to break this down, because you break it down in fire, for example, and you want to see overtime and things like that. Those are issues that have been big for all of us. But you don't break it down into the different departments. So like you said, this is such a condensed version. Honestly, it doesn't really, it's only telling us where we're at halfway. I thought today was going to be about our budget.
I have the backup, Mrs. Hurtado, from where we get these numbers, and you can see them. Please pass to me.
I know, but the presentation of this, like
at
we
this
talked about.
point, is the best we can do what we have, honestly.
Well, that's why I'm asking, how soon and how do we find a solution so we don't need to be working with mediocre reports? How do we do it?
Problem is it's already posted. We are trying to open it up and fix it.
Right.
It's history.
Okay.
We have to do a lot of transactions as far as
It's a
journal
lot of
entries
transactions that were
and adjustments
not
and all
posted.
that. Right.
That's what we're doing right now.
Right. So this is not the budget then. Do we have any idea when the budget will actually be prepared? Mr. Gutierrez? Do we have an idea when the actual budget, proposed budget, will be prepared?
At this point, no. I think our main focus is 2014-15, and well, we're still working on the budget, but I think we need some better numbers to start with a good budget for 15-16.
Okay, so as we already have numbers, it looks like every public, they have a copy of this budget numbers.
Overall, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Overall, salaries and benefits year to date are 45%, which is not too bad, honestly, based on the trend of the expenditures. Maintenance and operations seems a little high, 73%. It's because I added some insurance allocation that weren't included on the first budget. Like general liability, that's almost $1 million, and 45% belongs to the general fund. So that's why the numbers doesn't look at this point a little higher for maintenance and operations.
Okay, I think so we have numbers in front of us, and the total, our presented budget was spending $17,952,129 total, and up to December 11, we spent $9.1 million, $144,527. So which is we spend 51%, and the number showing us is like a lot, the less number than I was worried about it. And I like to see the next time when you have the 15-16 the report, I like to have the separating between those administrations, which is what up to the time of the Mr. Warren's, I believe September 15. September 15, count the September 15, and then to July 1st, September 15, how much is spent, how much percent we spend it, and with this new administration, which is September 16 till now, I mean the end of December, we like to see this comparison how much you've been spending. So what I'm understanding is right now we are spending very conservative, but we still spend about half of the budget. So I'm gonna worry about over $10 million shortfall. I don't know where we're gonna get taking care of that.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so I think that is this one is gonna be we still keep on going one. Actually, my major one is 14-15 is gonna be major one for us. So if the rest of the council members to this one a preliminary. This is not the complete budget, just like information to us. So if the council member to wait until next one, we got the 14-15 and 15-16, half of them together. So I'd like to ask to finish the presentation this time.
Can I just ask a question about the single audit? Did the re-audit, because when I was reading this, it says that from Mr. Fenley's letter that it's a reissuing of the 2013 single audit, and this was backup item number 12 about three meetings ago. This reissuing of this audit for 2013, is that still open?
What was the question?
Re-audit, this re-audit, the re-auditing, they had to re-audit us for that year because we had a lot of issues in our asset forfeitures where they had identified a bunch of different things and unable to trace the overtimes charged to the actual overtime incurred. All these things that were here. We had a problem with this audit. So this audit created problems for the city as far as wanting to move on forward with receiving grants and anything like that.
Yes, that's
correct. Is this clear now? Because I understand this re-audit was initiated due to some investigations that were going on, and so it's been held up for quite a while. Is it clear now?
No, Mrs. Hurtado, that's not the reason. The reason was because some expenditures or some revenues from assets forfeiture were transferred to general fund without backup.
Oh, okay.
600,000, and the auditor take it. And they go back and reissue.
That was 13-14 or 14-15?
That's 12-13.
Uh-huh.
But
okay, so 12-13 is still open?
So asset forfeiture monies that are allocated for the use of the police department
Stone Garden, no?
were illegally moved to general fund and used for something else that they shouldn't have. That's my understanding.
It wasn't appropriate.
It wasn't appropriate.
No backup for that, and it wasn't
So it was
allowed.
It wasn't allowed. That's a nice way to say it was illegal.
It wasn't allowed.
Okay, thank you.
But we already finished the 13-14.
They are done.
We are done, no?
They are done.
So we're gonna be 14. I believe 14-15. We're gonna be done by March next year.
That's the due date.
For the
Yes,
single
that's
audit.
correct.
Okay.
But I will say, Council, if we do feel that there is some type of inappropriate activity from the past administration, so be it. We need to have an investigation as soon as possible.
Grand jury investigation.
Yeah,
But I think you need to close your books first.
we need to close the book first, and
And
then
then have something to rely on.
we're gonna put
and then-
it on the agenda for the requesting what's called the state controller's audit to do all the budget. That's we're gonna clean up
great
all
idea.
the gray areas.
That's your decision. I just want to present you the facts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gutierrez, Mr. Gutierrez. Okay, we're gonna have public comment and the public appearance. Note, not to exceed the 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address the city council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is written the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. The mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and the place of the residencies for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate. It is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is a closed session or consent item, please comment now. The City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing item not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion on the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and the comments to the City Council. Okay, we have a person to wish to talk. I think a person, Ricardo Selvin.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Selvin. I live in 882 Avenue in Calexico. Last time I came to this city council, I was rejected by Mr. Kim. I felt very bad because I tried to call him right, but he did not mind me to speak. I don't know if he discriminated me or not. But I had speech impairment. I think I have the right to talk with the city attorney. The city attorney. Do I have the right to talk?
Yes, on the appropriate subject at the appropriate time. Yes, you do.
Okay. Last time I came, I talked to you. I talked to Mr. Kim. I wanted to talk to you. You didn't listen to me. I felt discriminated. The thing I'm trying to tell you guys are doing a very bad job. You firing people without people knowing what are they being fired. The good people are doing the good job. One of them was my brother. He was a good engineer. I don't know why you were fired, but I think he should be known why he was fired. Like government and all, they want to change him to another department. A lot of people came to talk in favor of her. Mr. Chalo Gerardo, he's a good employee. There are a lot of people being fired for no reason. The person needs to know why they're being fired. That's what I want to say. I'm on 3 minutes. I want to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Selvin. For the clarification, Mr. Selvin submit the papers after we gone for the next session. So that public comment was finished, and he submitted the papers. Thank you. Next person, Marion Selvin. Marion Selvin.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Marion Servin, 818 Dual in Calexico. I've been a resident here for my whole life. I'm not going to say how many years, but the thing I just want to say is what my brother said, Ricardo Servin, about him not having an opportunity to be listened 2 weeks ago by Mr. Kim. He turned in his paper and was not let to speak. And then the only thing I want to say is that why are you discriminating him? Because of his speech impairment or what? And Mr. Lawyer, you did not give him a right, you did not give him an answer to speak. I don't know what's going on with you, but I don't think you guys are doing a good job.
If I can comment, as I remember, Mr. Servine attempted to talk at a time in the meeting when it was inappropriate. There's an appropriate time for public comments, which is right now, and those comments are welcome at that time, but the comments were made later on in the agenda at a time when it wasn't appropriate. So the suggestion was made that he come back today, which he has done. There wasn't any intent to discriminate, and I certainly apologize if it was taken that way.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear, an apology for him. And you, Mr. Kim, you should know better than that. You've been a person that lives here in Calexico for the longest time. You've known my family. We supported you when you were running for city council, and now you're turning your back on us. That's not right.
Okay.
Okay? I just wanted to say that.
Thank you for the opinion, but the thing is that he already passed the time. When we finish the public comment, he submit the papers. So we go to the next one, he was submit the papers.
No, he gave you the papers before time.
He submit the paper after.
No, that's what you're saying right now, but we know he
you can
did
see
turn
the
in
video.
his
You can see the
papers.
video. If you see the video, you will know. We will finish the public comment, and he submitted. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Next person, Carmen Estrada.
Buenas noches, soy Carmen Estrada. El día de hoy recibí una carta en el buzón de mi casa donde se me da de baja de un comité que he estado aquí. Es de embellecimiento. Tengo 5 años de ser parte del comité y quiero que por favor me pongan en la próxima agenda para presentarles mi trabajo que he hecho durante 5 años en el comité. De hecho, en el comité nunca ha existido los comités. El comité de embellecimiento, por 10 meses nunca hubo una junta, nunca. Al menos que haya habido ahora en octubre y en noviembre. Yo estaba un poco mal de salud, el cual no me presenté. Pero yo venía con Lucy y le preguntaba a junta, no, señor Estrada, no va a haber porque nadie se presentó. Usted es la única que viene y pregunta. Yo quisiera, Nick, que revisaras eso, porque esto para mí, de tanto trabajo que he hecho, esto para mí es una vergüenza. Es una vergüenza porque yo hace apenas 3 meses, antes de que tú entraras, y a ti te consta, Nick, yo sé que es muy corto lo que voy a hablar, el tiempo para lo que yo tengo que hablar, pero me tengo que defender, porque es mucho trabajo el que yo he hecho aquí en esta ciudad para que me den esta carta, una carta de agradecimiento, no una carta, eso es una vergüenza para mí, y vergüenza para el señor que me puso a mí. Hace apenas 4 meses, Nick, junté 125 árboles, que cada árbol les costó $50. Ese no fue dinero directo hacia mi persona, fue dinero directo a una compañía que se puso para poner en todos los parques, que ahorita en el Gutiérrez nomás completé 7, pero en todos los parques hay árboles, fue trabajo mío. ¿Por qué? Porque no había juntas del comité. A ti te consta, Nick, lo que yo estoy hablando. Quiero que lo revises bien, porque esto no lo permito. Tú acabas de entrar apenas en septiembre, a fines, octubre, hubo junta, yo vine con Lucy, no viene nadie, señor Estrada. Entonces, ¿cuáles tres faltas? No, esto no lo voy a aceptar. Tú denme una carta de agradecimiento a mi persona. Nunca me han dado una carta, pero esto, me paro al frente a decir esto, porque para mí es una humillación y una vergüenza. Y tú, Nick, sabes perfectamente lo que me han humillado aquí en esta ciudad. No por todos lo van a llevar. Tú sabes que a ti te han mandado a pararme obras que yo he tenido y con permisos en la mano. ¿Sí o no, Nick? Di que sí, Nick. Proyectos que he traído me los paran. Bueno, ya van a llegar los 3 minutos, pero así levemente, aquí el proyecto de la Quinta de la Andrade, yo fui a la IID para que me dieran eso, a la unión, ahí está. Falta un pequeño detalle de ustedes para que terminemos eso. Entonces, por favor, una carta de agradecimiento del trabajo que yo he hecho. Muchas gracias a todos, señores, pero esto es una vergüenza, es vergüenza esto, porque el que sabe que yo he trabajado mucho, y esto es mala reputación para mi persona. Estoy triste, Nick, y tú no hubieras firmado esta carta, no la hubieras firmado, Nick, porque me has parado muchas obras, ¿sí o no, Nick? Muchas obras que te mandaban para la señora. El cerco del Daniel Gutiérrez duró 1 año para hacerse. ¿Por qué? Que la paren. ¿Qué tienen conmigo, con mi persona? Y con los proyectos aprobados. No lo hice grande, pero esto sí lo voy a hacer grande, porque es vergüenza. Necesito que me pongan en la agenda, señor Moreno, Marixa, les pido de favor, no tengan nada contra mi persona. Yo he luchado mucho para esta ciudad. No se vale esto. Y las personas que me ayudan, gracias. Pero yo, a ustedes, esto no se vale. Es una vergüenza. No sé cómo se trabaja. Nick, te pido el apoyo a todos ustedes, porque saben que lo que yo estoy diciendo es verdad. ¿Verdad, Nick? Que tengo proyectos aprobados y que me los parabas, y paraban mi gente voluntaria para que yo quedara en vergüenza. Muchas cosas me han hecho, pero nunca me he parado aquí al frente, porque me da vergüenza, porque yo trabajo haciendo y trabajando, no deshaciendo. Ese es mi trabajo aquí, porque tengo educación y principios. Tengo una familia muy bonita. Tengo defectos como todas las personas, pero sigo luchando, porque no me voy a caer, me voy a seguir levantando. Es todo lo que les puedo decir. Gracias por escucharme y darme el tiempo.
Okay, Mr. This one is, I think it's a record from the clerk departments, and then also I have my two position was removed, and would you, Mr. Felly, to
Can I
check
ask
the
a
record? Please let me finish. Record with the Gabi to what the real fact numbers and the absence. Would you let the verify again, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to ask for, I think what did you ask for again?
Verification record.
Okay, so my understanding is if there's no quorum, they're still counted an absent, correct?
Yes.
And so, but it has to be a meeting that's called, right?
Yes.
So what that letter's saying is that she missed 3 meetings. And those meetings, they were scheduled regular meetings. And who runs the Beautification Commission? No, I mean, who's the person in charge of that?
Mr. Mayor, I think because this item is not on the agenda, we cannot discuss it, and I think we should discuss it at another time.
So let
Okay.
Yeah, so let Mr. Felix check and do it, and then let's see what he can do by it. Okay, thank you, Ms. Estrada. And the other person is Yuli Alonso Garza.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. I'm not sure what I kind of stepped on here, but I want to ask that you please consider, I pray a lot for this council, believe me.
Thank you.
And I know many of you, and I want you guys to understand that I come here with an item that shouldn't have anyone taking sides, if not just one side in a positive way. We're Mothers and Men Against Gangs Coalition. We work in the community to help prevent gang activity around the county. I've come here once before to this council in hopes of getting support for our different activities. And I'll just wait till.
Please. Go ahead.
And I've sent emails requesting to be on your agenda to do a presentation about MAG Coalition and also to ask for your support and sponsorship of our next event. We are sponsoring an anti-gang awareness fair and a 7.3 run and 1.73 walk at IBC on January 9th. On January 6th marks 3 years that our son was murdered in El Centro, and we are having a candlelight vigil and justice walk in El Centro from the place where our son was murdered to the steps of justice, which is only 4 blocks. And what we've been doing in the past few weeks is going to every city council and asking the city council to take a stand against anti-gang awareness and calling for January 6th to be an anti-gang awareness day in Imperial County. We've already been given a proclamation from the city of Imperial, which has challenged the rest of the city councils around the county. I'm a teacher, so this is kind of normal for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm a teacher here, so I'm sorry if I did that. And so what we want is for the council to join the rest of the city councils around the county. Calapat has also already given their proclamation for January 6th to be the Anti-Gang Awareness Day. El Centro has already vowed to do the same, and Brawley is on the agenda we are on the agenda with Brawley on January 5th. And we are scheduled to present to the supervisors on December 22nd, I believe. And I come here today to ask to be put on the agenda to do the presentation and ask for you to consider a proclamation for the Anti-Gang Awareness Day on January 6th. And for you guys to join us at this event, which I believe is nonpartisan, where all of you can agree on something that pertains to the youth in your community. And I know that I've been trying to reach you, and Mr. Moreno, thank you for calling me back and reaching out to me, and Mrs. Hurtado. I hope that we hear from the rest of the council members. I sent emails and made a couple of phone calls in hopes of getting in touch with someone to get on the agenda on time. So what I want is just to have a bipartisan issue here where all of us can agree on something.
Thank you.
Can we put the proclamation on at the next meeting for this? Okay.
I was actually going to ask, is this time sensitive?
When
our next council meeting is what date?
January 5th.
So the day before, okay. All right.
The day before.
So
And
it can be done by next meeting. We don't have to do it tonight.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
Okay.
We are Brawley has put us on the agenda for their meeting, but I know that this one's a little bit later.
The sponsorship amount?
730 is Go Big or Go Home, which is what Imperial has done, and Brawley has also done 430, and then El Centro's pretty much reaching 730 because they're doing the in-kind of their services of their police protection for the Peace Walk and another donation, and they're putting a team together to represent the city of El Centro.
Are they
for the
doing
walk.
it as a city, or the
Yes.
council members giving
City.
their money to do it?
As a city in Imperial and El Centro as a city, in Brawley it was half and half. So half of the funds came from the general, I guess there's a fund for this,
General
and then
fund.
half of it came from each of their travel accounts.
Okay. I think it's definitely great what you guys are doing, and I supported what, I don't know, we don't have budget numbers. It's a little hard, but I guess we'll get on next agenda.
And if you guys, need to get, in touch with us, we can also understand that there has to be an action item, but we can provisionally put you as one of our sponsors, and I know that the next agenda would be the action item to do the official sponsorship.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna look into it, put on the agenda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next person, and Jason Zhang.
clarify something. I saw some postings on Facebook saying that Mr. Kim hired me to investigate Mandy. That's not true. He never hired me. I don't work for him. I don't work for anybody here. I wouldn't work for anybody that's sitting up in these chairs.
Why were you following me all over Calexico?
Because, you know what, you're so good looking and, you know, I just can't keep my eyes off of you, you know.
It happens, buddy. I have that effect on people.
Okay, so enough clowning around.
Don't
That's
worry
one.
about it, they're joking.
Number two, you know, it seems like everybody's bashing Mr. Finley, but you know what? He's done an outstanding job. There's a lot of people that tell you that. There's a lot of people that are going to disagree with what he's done and hasn't done so far. But you know what? Getting rid of Chalo was probably, or putting him on admin leave, or the chief, is probably one of the best things he did. The guy is dirty, corrupt, and he should be fired like the rest of the 7 guys are fired. You know, the Calexico Transparency Group, or wherever they're called, they're making this guy be a hero of some type. He's more of a politician and a snake in the grass. And the truth is coming out about him. And it's going to come out. Once you guys ask him about the pantry door and the Home Depot incident, I don't want to go into details about that, but look into that. There was a criminal act committed there until he was threatened and the issue got resolved. There's so much stuff that he's done and people are fed up and the stuff's going to come out sooner or later, and hopefully sooner than later. And people are bashing the chief, saying that he's a compadre system or buddy system or whatever. The guy just stepped into a pile of a mess over there because Bostic left it that way. Bostic is the one that actually should be looked at and probably criminally prosecuted sooner than later. You know, and are we good? We agree? All right. So should Warren and Quinn. Where's Quinn at? Because I think Quinn just messed up Eduardo in the finance department and left your books cooked as can be. And I hope you guys do bring the state controller to do an audit and actually see where the city's sitting at right now. And that's it. Thank you. Have a good night. And once again, I don't work for Mr. Kim, so just want to clear the air.
There must be somebody here doing their job, right?
Thank you. Nobody has list about the wish to the list about talk. Then we're gonna come to the council comment and the reports and meeting attended. Who's gonna do first? Mr. Moreno?
I have nothing, sir.
Give Mr. Leo?
Oh, wait.
Mr. Castro? Ms. Hurtado?
Yes.
Thank you. 3 minutes.
On the, yes, of course, 3 minutes. On the 9th of December, there was, I'm on the ICTC, which is the Imperial County Transit Commission, and we had our meeting on Wednesday, and our ICTC Commission is in charge of many of the different transportation needs in Imperial County, and it is on a county level where many of the cities group together and try to work on different issues having to do with transportation. We have a lot of information. For example, right now there's a lot of work going on Interstate 8. There's millions and millions of dollars being invested right now to upgrade Interstate 8 and other major highways here in Imperial County. One thing that we were told for the council is that there will be a meeting on, let me get that for you, on January 27, we will be having the SCAG 2016 RTP SCS Elected Officials Workshop. That's at 5:00 p.m. on January 27 at the County Board of Supervisors boardroom. And on January the 7th, there's going to be a 6th Annual Economic Summit in Los Angeles for SCAG. So you are invited. As you know, Tomas Olivas has all that information if you need details for maybe hitching a ride up there with him. The other thing I'm very happy about, and I want to thank the ICTC Commission, is that I was nominated to be the SCAG alternate to represent the city of Calexico in the different meetings in San Diego with regard to the border region. So I want to thank my ICTC Commission members. Great group of people. Actually, we work together very well. They want to ensure that Calexico is involved in many of the different transportation issues and, of course, the SCAG issues. And there was one issue that had to do with bike lanes and grants. That's why I ask a lot about the grants and to make sure that our funding availability is there. Because when we go out to these different meetings and we learn about these different grants, we want to make sure that the city is positioned to be able to apply for them. And historically, the city of Calexico has lost a lot of funding for grants, especially in parks. And so we don't want to have to position ourselves in that negative situation anymore. That's why it's so important. And if you feel I nag, sure I nag. I'm like your wife. The wife wants to make sure that the husband has the money available for what the family needs. So we'd like to also then, Mr. Finley, look into the bike lanes. I'll provide you some of that information if you like. That way you can look that up. I'd also like to congratulate everyone who went out to the Farm Workers Breakfast to support the farm laborers. We stayed out there. I ended up going home at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I did not sleep at all. I couldn't fall asleep, but it was well worth it. I've done it for many years, and I work with the farm labor community, and I think that they are probably the most vulnerable of many of our citizens, so definitely needed to support them. And I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, and tomorrow is our appeal hearing for JPIA. I know that our city manager and our council did not want to have that discussion, but we will be having our appeal hearing tomorrow for the JPIA, which is canceling us on the 1st of January. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hurtado. To Mr. Castro?
Yes, I believe Mr. Nick Finley, the city manager, he's doing a very good job. And on the issue with Mrs. Estrada, I apologize because I didn't pay attention to that issue. I'm reading my my emails, and I didn't pay attention to that information. I believe there is some misunderstanding related to Mrs. Estrada, and I was working with supporting since probably back then 8 years ago with CPAL, Calexico Police, athletically. I've been working with Señora Estrada on CPAL, Calexico Parents Association, and I believe that she's doing a great job, and that's one of the reasons I think there is some misunderstanding on this item. I know I can work with Mrs. Estrada, and I definitely I believe there is some misunderstanding. And like I told you, I've been working with this association, Parents Athletic League, and they, again, I repeat that because I saw the families, I saw the kids, I saw all the kids that they get up every day, they go to school, they make time, the parents make time to take care of the kids, to do exercise, to play soccer, to play so many games. And I believe that's one of the reasons we are the parents, and we the city council, we are here to support all these kids. And that's something that I pay attention to that, and I know we can handle this issue, this item related to Mrs. Estrada, and I'm going to make time for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castro. Ms. Lear, Mr. Lear.
You know, I want to clarify a few things, and I think it's, first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for sometimes getting upset up here, but I hope you guys understand that it is frustrating to work up here and sometimes disagree with your fellow council members. It's very frustrating, especially when we keep fighting amongst ourselves, and you guys, the public, get to see this out here. But it is very frustrating for me, and I just want to explain my frustration on why I feel that certain council members are not being fair, and we're trying to with the Mr. Finance Director, because I keep forgetting your last name, Gutierrez. They're trying to get things squared away in the finance, and certain council members are throwing many questions at him, but at the same time, just a few months ago, the prior administration, no questions were asked. Certain council members didn't even go to the budget meeting. The yearly budget meeting, they didn't go. And now they want to make it seem like now it's important. Back then, my understanding is they felt the budget was perfect. We're okay. Now we're finding out we're $6 million or so around that amount overspent. You know, don't kid yourself, people. You know, you can check who went to those meetings, and you'll understand, you know, why everything's been changing in Calexico. The day that I went into the past finance director's office to ask him for financials, and I got kicked out, that's the day I opened my eyes and said something's wrong in the city of Calexico. Each council member should be able to come to City Hall and ask for documents any day they want, because we are here to protect you guys, the citizens. And that's the frustration, that some people want to hold some people accountable and not all of them. I also want to ask the council together to all sign a support document to ask for a grand jury investigation on everything that's happened in the last year or even the last 2 years. Something needs to be done. It's incredible, all the crooked and backdoor deals that have happened. There needs to be a grand jury investigation done. I, as a council member, have absolutely nothing to hide, and I can go ahead and, you know, we need this. We need this. Something's been going on here with the city finances. I don't know if someone's going to go to jail for us being $6 million in the red, but it seems to me that this is wrong. I don't know how somebody could have messed up our finances this bad and get away with it. It's your guys' money, and the past administration was saying everything's fine, don't worry about it, just pass the budget. And now we're finding out that this is going on. It's ridiculous, and something needs to be done. So I hope the council supports this grand jury investigation to happen. Thank you.
Mr. Moreno, you don't have anything to say?
Not at this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. First of all, the JPI meeting, pretty soon the city manager is going to be report at the city manager's report on what's going on under our insurance. So I'm going to skip that one. So I'm glad our city manager working due diligent to finally bring the solution to our insurance. And I am sorry to hear about the Carmen Estrada's to complain. And I wish that's just simple misunderstanding. In case of she's missing the regular meeting, there is no way we can ban the rules just for the one person. And the other one is, since I've been the council member, or before the council member, I was arguing it. 2012, when the former council, before I'm council member, former council, which is that time Mr. Moreno, Mr. Hurtado, and I think there was David Uzan, and there was called no, it's not David Uzan, it's actually Mr. Hodge, and Mr. Daniel Romero, and Mr. Castro. 5 persons was there. When they changing the when they approving city managers, they can move around the money from the budget to the other budget, I was against it. And now I see we couple $1 million they've been moving around. They could spend $6 million without the council approval, more for the 1 year. So finally, we put him back again. So they need approval by the council, so they cannot move around the money. And I've been fighting for the budget years. And budget, 2 times when they approved the budget, I was saying this is not factual number. The fellow council member, they didn't agree with it. They tried to remove me from the council chamber, and 2 years, 2013, 2014. They tried to remove me from chambers. Only 5 minutes or 3 minutes. They give me, last one they give me 2 minutes to talk. Guess what we have? 12, 13, close to $400,000 Stone Garden money. 13, 14, it's $3.7 million overspending. 14, 15, we're spending almost $6 million overspending without the council knowing. So, yes, I'm wrapping. So, please, community members, keep an eye on us. What they've been doing wrong, supporting the wrongdoing, now acting like they are the one who's saver for the cities. Be realistic. Thank you. Okay, city manager's report. Okay.
Daniel Romero, Calexico.
Isn't the public portion of the meeting over for public comments, Mr. Kim? Are you allowing Mr. Romero to come up and talk?
He called me out, so I have a right to it.
When you didn't allow Mr. Servin?
No, because
are you changing the rules?
Not to change the rules.
Okay, that's good.
He called him out.
Because he said I called his name, he has a right to chance a different chance. So he has a right to defend. So I'm gonna let him the 3 minutes to defend.
I thought the public portion of this agenda was already over.
But he said.
Do you wish to represent yourself?
So you're changing the rules then, right?
Not changing the law, because I called his name.
So Mr. Servin tells you that he was discriminated against because he wasn't allowed to speak.
No, I didn't call
Mr.
his
Romero
name.
was coming up and you're allowing him to speak? I don't get this. There's no consistency here.
Oh, because
I think you should take direction from city attorney.
What's the city attorney? What should I do? Give him the chance to talk? Give him the chance to defend?
You didn't let Mr. Servin talk the last time. And it was already after public comments. I just want to be consistent.
In the interest of consistency, that at this point is not appropriate time to address the council.
He called me out, and it's not an appropriate time.
Okay, you can call me next. You can talk to the next meeting. Please come to the next meeting.
Okay, now I'm going to call you out, attorney. You allowed this council to vote on something at the last meeting that each one of the 4 had a conflict of interest, and you allowed them to vote.
Okay.
There was a conflict beforehand, but he doesn't listen.
We reviewed the situation, and in our opinion, there was no conflict. And
okay, city manager's report.
Good evening, honorable council members of the audience. We were informed this afternoon by our insurance broker, Alliant, that we were approved for membership with a CSAC insurance agency, and we will be working with them diligently to bring back the cost for our workman's comp, general liability, and property insurance in the near future. So we will be having a special meeting within probably the next week in order to come back with you with some numbers so we can go forth with that. Bob Hartgrave, the city attorney, and myself will be traveling to La Palma tomorrow to our appeal hearing with our CJPIA, and so we'll be attending that hearing on behalf of the city tomorrow. And one other thing I'd like to address is that on your next agenda, on our warrants, you will have a an executive summary of the ordinance, of the warrants. So it'll be maybe easier for you guys to review the executive summary and then if need be, go through each and every warrant. Thank you.
So I just have a question, City Manager. Well, first of all, congratulations on you and your staff for finding us an insurance. How I guess percentage-wise, how sure is the city in getting insurance?
99.99%.
99.99%.
Correct.
That's pretty sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Finley. Go ahead. You not done? Or you done?
So there will be water, light, air, everything will be okay. Wow.
So we're gonna have a police department. We're gonna have all the jobs. Thank you, Mr. Finley. I believe the Mr. Hargrave was trying to talk. I'm sorry to cut about the conflict of interest. What was you saying?
Why don't we address the conflict of interest issue when that item comes before the agenda on the assessments, and then we can talk about it.
Assessments?
There's the.
What if we just have the council members that own businesses in Calexico keep paying the normal fee that we're paying now?
I believe the issue was the conflict with respect to the matter of the reduction of licenses and permit fees, and there is an exception.
Excuse me, what item are we on?
It was an item that that came up that the mayor asked me for my opinion on. And it also pertains to an item that's on your agenda further on. So when there are fees, charges, permits that are generally applicable throughout the city, the fact that council members have those licenses, pay those fees, there is an exception in the Political Reform Act on that, so they do not have a conflict unless the impact on them is, extraordinary in relation to the other members of the community, which I don't believe that was the case.
For example, if we own...
Mr. Hargrave, excuse me, what item is this on the agenda? I can't find it.
It's the assessment, particularly on this agenda, it's the assessment on
We've already moved to item 10. Have we approved the consent?
I think the mayor just has to.
The mayor asked me a question.
Well, I think we should follow the agenda.
I'm talking about the legalities.
Well, but if it's not on the agenda at this time, I don't think we should discuss it.
We're not discussing.
What is this going on?
We're just getting the legal.
Are we on the consent calendar right now, or city manager's report?
Well,
no, it's a simple question.
City manager's report. Yes.
Are we done with the city manager's report?
Yes.
Then let's go to the consent calendar.
I still like to the legalities. We have a company.
But that item is not on the agenda right now. The item on the agenda is consent calendar 6 through 9.
Okay, so we can go for the next one.
If you're going to follow the rules to the T, sir.
Okay, we're going to go for the.
Thank you.
So public, we're going to already have it there, so we're going to do that.
Tú dile, John. Tú dile.
Okay, we're going to have a consent agenda.
I'd like to pull item number 9. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Is there anything pull out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. This one is corrected one. Every council member, they have corrected the minute. This one for was the February 2010, February 16, 2010. So to consider the old one, we need to change it. We need to have correct one is here in the front. So is there any council member wants to pull out?
Number 8.
You want to pull out the number 8? Okay.
There's no others, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to approve 6, 7, and 9.
Second.
Second, motion by Mr. Moreno, approve 6, 7, 9. Second by Mr. Real.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh. Aye or no?
Aye.
That was Al.
No, I say all, everybody. Aye.
Aye. Somebody scare you.
Thinking something else.
Ms. Hurtado say aye. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Hurtado?
Item number 8 is an item that we tabled in the last discussion that we had in this council was with regard to the ambiance. And the ambiance as of late in this council is control. And so a lot of control issues have been going on, and as you all know, this community is yours, this city is yours, this money is yours. But lately, we've got a lot of retaliation going on with firings and people being shifted around and people being hired over here, just a little too much control and abusive control on this council. And what we discussed the last time is that item number 8 has to do with our city clerk's responsibilities. And back in the day, you remember, Mr. Romero, when you were on council, we had an actual very serious change in that regard because our last city clerk failed her job. And we are still, even on this agenda here, we are now just presenting 2010 minutes. And as we discussed the last time, when the minutes are not submitted and are not prepared by a city clerk, then those minutes represent a meeting, and it's as if it didn't happen. So in this case, the fact that this council wants to take control of our city clerk's responsibilities, instead of allowing it to be neutral and be the responsibility of the city manager. Trying to keep that, as the council has said here, our hands in the cookie jar and stop having that day-to-day control over operations in the city of Calexico. And remember that we are policymakers and problem solvers, and we are not city managers. Therefore, the fact that these individuals here, these council members here, want to have control of our city clerk, I find it only self-serving. And I did say that to the council the last time, that by now ensuring that the clerk's position is also under your control doesn't give for very good transparency in our city. And I asked you the last time, council, I asked you very seriously, what community benefit does it have to put that clerk under your direction? And you weren't able to answer that question, and you basically reverted back to saying that you needed to have control, Mr. Kim. And I believe that this community probably doesn't want this council to have control of yet one more of activities that this city does. We have gone through crises after crises because of the instability, and all you're asking for are more problems by placing the responsibility of the city clerk in the hands of the council. I will not vote for this item. I do not believe it's appropriate to continue to be meddling into the business of the city in such a micromanaging manner. It's not good for business. It's not good for our community. And I would motion for its rejection.
Well,
if I have a second.
I would like to,
go ahead.
Second for discussion, I guess. Last time I did ask the attorney if you could give us an idea on how many cities have this type of
it doesn't work for the city of Calexico. We're different. And that's what we've told you a lot about the city of Calexico. We have a micromanaging problem.
If other cities are doing it.
But they don't micromanage like we do.
How can you contradict in your statement? You're saying that we're not supposed to micromanage, but you're saying that the city manager is firing people and you want to stop him from firing people that he needs to fire.
We know
why
he's firing.
Completely contradicting yourself.
Mandy, you are here at City Hall every day, 8 hours a day. So we know where the instructions come from for Mr. Finley. We do know. We don't live in a bubble. Everyone knows.
Mr. Finley, how many times do I come to City Hall in a week?
Okay.
It's hard for the record. See your little red Corvette.
For the record.
Okay.
Maybe
so
once.
So that is just
once.
my suggestion.
Okay. So I have here the backup documents. The staff has provided record of from the older city in Valley. So interesting, City of Central appointed position under the direction of the City Council. City of Broly elected position under the City Manager. City of Hopio appointed under the City Council. the Imperial elected, no answers. And the City of Calipatria elected and city managers.
What city is the last city you said?
Calipatria, elected position by the city manager. City of Westmoreland, elected position under the city council. So mostly appoint position under the city council, and most of the cases elected position under the city manager. That is a check and balance. So what we have experienced with the last time, with the former administration, illegal canceling the meeting, and the council member cannot call the special meeting with the proper process that's been done by the city manager. Just we want to city clerk doing their job without intimating by the city manager. Mr. Nick Finley is a good city manager, doing his job perfectly, but as a system, we have to put the check and balance system. That's what my intention is, requested that. And I believe right now, so we're working perfectly clean, perfectly clear to the community. We put the agenda, followed by the rules. We don't have any issues for how put on the agenda.
So again, the question is, what's the community benefit to change it to where the city council controls it? I'm not sure you didn't answer that question. The community benefit.
More independence of the clerk.
More independence what?
Independent clerk.
Independence what?
Not controlled by the administrations.
But you want a controller?
No, city council member cannot control much.
It's okay for the council to
city
control everything.
City council member cannot control much because a lot of business coming from the city manager. City managers still have control.
Okay, let's call for the question. This is a consent item. We've discussed this in length at the last meeting. If you're going to vote yes, vote yes. If you're going to vote no, vote no. Let's move on, okay?
So you're against it.
What was your motion?
My motion was to reject item number 8 because it does not have any community
Second.
benefit.
I think second by it was second by Mr. Leal. For the second for discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's second for discussion.
I second for discussion. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the attorney. I asked you if you had an idea of how many cities are using this type of what we're using and what.
How many cities doesn't matter. This city has the problem. JPIA doesn't want to have us as a client anymore because we micromanage.
Look, he's asking.
I'm asking a question. Please just.
Actually, the last time I told you, in my experience,
which is
the
how many
cities
years?
I've worked with, well, it's 20
I'm trying to say
years.
your age here, but okay. So in your experience,
that city councils are responsible for their city clerks. Now, if you look at the list that was provided, which is based on information that I understand staff access that's reliable, you'll see that probably 1/3 of the cities have the city clerk under the direction of the city council, and maybe 2/3 have it under the direction of the city manager.
Mr. Hargraves.
so more people have it under the city manager.
Right.
Mr. Hargraves?
Okay.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
I asked you today if you had read the PIP, the performance
This one is
improvement.
like half and half.
Okay, so
Mr. Hargraves, I was asking you a
Mr.
question.
Hargraves says that we.
Mr. Hargraves, may I
That's
ask
a half
you a
and
question?
half.
Yeah, but let me finish.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that more cities have 2/3 have it the way we have it now, without change.
That's, I mean, if I looked at that list, just a rough guesstimate,
Yeah, okay.
that would be my
So,
conclusion.
I think that there could be a middle ground here where the city manager is in charge of the clerk, and maybe if there is 2 council members that want to overwrite that, they can. Is that something that can be implemented?
If 2 council members?
They still want to have power.
I mean, with 3
Or
council members,
three
you can-
council members?
with 3 council members,
But then you'd
you
be
can pretty
breaking Brown
much-
Act if you have 3.
Excuse me?
You'd be breaking a Brown Act if you had
He
3.
doesn't know anything about that.
Well, you'd have to have a discussion in open session and take an
Run
action in
circles
open
around
session.
the Brown Act.
As long as the city manager has power, hire, fire the city clerk has to listen by the city manager. That's what we had happen last time. Here, you said that 1/3 is going to be a council. We have from the 7 with 30 cities is under the council. 3 cities under the CEO or the city manager. Actually, One is the County of Imperial. So actually more under the appointed position under the city council, and the elected position is under the city manager. So elected position is the individual
Mr. Mayor,
position.
may I ask a question to the city attorney? Mr. Mayor, may I ask a question to the city attorney?
Go ahead.
City attorney? Mr. Hargreaves, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. You are aware that the PIP, our PIP with JPIA, which we're basically, it looks like we're not going to be a customer of theirs anymore, but the insurance issues and the concerns were the micromanaging of this council. And you read the PIP. Do you remember that?
I have.
Okay. Is that true? Is that one of the issues
That
that
was
our
one of their
insurance?
concerns.
Okay, because in their risk management culture that they expect of us, and any municipality, they're expecting that good management is purposely limiting the micromanagement. So in this case, wouldn't it be your advice to this council to tell us not to want to continue to have our hands into this day-to-day operation?
I'd say generally with respect to employees, that's the case. There are certain employees that are critical to the functioning of the city council, which would be certainly the city manager, the city attorney. I believe that the police chief requires ratification of the city council, and roughly half of the communities have chosen to have the city clerk under the appointment of the city council, and the other half have chosen to do city manager. So I would say in that instance, there's mixed opinion out there, and it's up to the discretion of the city council.
But I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry for interrupting, is that we are different. And if we're trying to compare to other cities, that's not a fair comparison. They didn't lose their insurance. We did. So when we think about the way that we handle business here, we have to consider what has happened to us in the past. So I believe, and that's why I'm adamant about not allowing any more micromanagement opportunities. We should have already have learned our lesson.
Speaking of micromanagement, I have a question. Mr. Finley, there seems to be people out there that believe that the council is telling you who to fire and who to hire and all these things that people are saying out there. But I haven't asked you a question.
Is this on the agenda, his
Yeah,
line
but
of questioning, Mr. Real? Is this line of questioning?
They're insinuating that this council is
call for the question
micromanaging, okay?
so that we can go ahead and vote.
Nobody has asked you, but Ms. Hurtado has gone into your office screaming that why you fired Chief Bostic. She's the only one that asked you that, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So who's trying to micromanage who here? You're asking those questions. Nobody else is. He's doing his job.
Isn't it
and
my
the
job?
council's
Wasn't
not
I elected
the
to ask
council's not
questions?
supposed to
Does
be
every-
mingling and micromanagement. You're screaming that at the top of your lungs, and you're doing it.
I'm sorry,
Don't
Mr.
lie to
Real.
the people.
Don't
Stop
try
lying to the people.
Don't try to silence me, Mr. Real.
I'm sorry,
you will,
but
you
I
will
can't,
never
I can't
silence
stay quiet.
me.
I'm sorry.
You never
Nobody's
will.
trying to say
Mr.
you're lying
Never
to
will.
the people.
Okay, Mr. Real.
Prove it.
Okay.
Prove it.
He
Mr.
just
Finley.
did. He just did.
Prove
You're the
it.
only one asking him why he's firing certain people.
It's my job.
Okay.
You just said you don't micromanage.
I call for the question, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Finley.
And again, I
Mr.
have a
Finley?
first on
Mr. Finley.
on the rejection.
I need your opinions on this one, your recommendations.
He's unqualified.
It's to approve the second reading. It's right there, Mr. Kim. It says to approve the second reading and adopt the draft ordinance.
I'm asking the city manager.
You're asking him to read it?
I'm asking the city managers the opinions, recommendations.
My opinion in regards to this matter is, if you approve it or you don't approve it, we will continue working with the city clerk together as a team in collaboration. If the city clerk is under my direction and my authority, I will continue working that way. If it is under your authority, I will continue working with you. So the decision as to who is she under falls upon you guys. So my recommendation is for you guys to decide as to exactly how you wish for us to proceed, so we can go forth.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not saying you're gonna be doing something wrong, but we have to put the system back to the check and balance system.
That's correct.
We have a bad experience with the former administration.
I call for the question, Mr. Kim. We're wasting too much time on this.
Second.
They were manipulating.
I call for the question, Mr. Kim. Enough. You need to make up your mind on how you're going to vote. The recommendation is there on paper. There was a motion on the floor by Mr. Hurtado, the second by discussion by Mr. Real.
Mr. Real?
Now let's vote.
Okay, let's vote then.
Aye.
No. Mr. Castro?
No.
2 and 2. We didn't pass, so we're gonna come bring the next meeting. Okay?
Where's Mr. Real? Is he out again?
Yep.
It's done, John, don't even go there.
He can make the decision.
What do you have, about 20 Pepsis today or what?
Okay? At the public hearings.
Cokes. Jesus Christ.
Public hearings. Okay, the public hearing to the, okay, number 10. Public hearing to determine whether there is existed a majority protest to levying the calendar year 2016 assessment for the Calexico Business Improvement District. A, adopt the resolution assessing the levy for the Calexico Business Improvement District calendar year 2016. We're going to have some presentation from the BID. Please.
I'm going to be recusing myself. I do have a business in downtown.
Mr. Kim, don't you have a business downtown?
My wife has it, or I think we need to have Mr. Hargraves of the legal opinions on the conflict of interest.
Yeah, and we looked at the conflict of interest question, and there is an exception under the Public Reform Act that if the city council is levying fees and charges of general applicability and the particular city council member pays those like any other member of the public, then there is no conflict of interest.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, go ahead, please.
My name is Eduardo Lopez.
But doesn't this, excuse me, Mr. Lopez, isn't this a perception of conflict of interest? Even though he has a business downtown, he's taking action as well as Mr. Castro. Isn't the perception there? I want to clarify that. That's all I want, sir.
Well, I mean, that's up to the community what the perception is.
Is there a perception out there that he may have a conflict of interest?
Thank you.
All right. And I would agree
that one has a very wrong decision. We had the previous, before that attorneys, so there was the same things, there's no conflict of interest. The previous attorney just short time to serve for the administrations. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Eduardo Lopez, member of the Business Improvement District. One thing I would want to address on the conflict of interest that some of the community members might find that the city council does have a conflict of interest. I'd like to point out that nobody in the past 6 or 7 years that we've come before the city council, not one city council member had decided to recuse themselves from voting because they felt that they had a conflict of interest, because there really is no conflict of interest. They're voting for the general community. They're not voting individually for themselves. And the rule on this particular item is, do 51% of the merchants not want it? And if they don't want it, then you shouldn't vote for it. And that's what you need to decide. So it's not, like I say, I can't see a conflict of interest. But going back, we've been before you for, I believe this is the 6th or 7th year. And what we do is we promote Imperial Avenue, Emerson, Pauline, and 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Street from Mary all the way to Imperial Avenue. And basically what we do is we get together and we decide what we can do to promote business in our city. Business in general. We do it with approximately $36,000 a year. What we've done in the past, we've held events in the downtown area. We've cleaned the downtown area. I know it doesn't look like we have, but we've actually spent quite a bit of money trying to clean the downtown area. We tried different things, and we're still working at it. We don't want to give up, because I think doing nothing is the worst thing that we can do. Asking the merchants to pay an additional $100 fee, I know it can be difficult at this point in time, but I think it's well worth it. I do it because I want to continue, and I believe that we can somehow make a difference And what we ask of you is to continue doing this levy. Plus, we also ask for 3 of you to appoint somebody to this committee. 3 people were removed because of missing meetings. Same thing that happened to Ms. Estrada happened to them. They, for some reason or another, they couldn't make the meetings, and so they were removed. Unfortunately, they can't be appointed for another year. So I would ask that right now the only commissioners are Mr. Mark Holloway, who is appointed by Mandy, myself, appointed by Mr. Castro. So Mr. Kim, Mr. Moreno, and Ms. Hurtado have not appointed anybody. It's been approximately August, September, October, November, 4 months. For about 2 meetings, we had a gentleman appointed, but then he was removed. So I think it's very important that we appoint, you guys, appoint somebody and go ahead and pass this and levy this. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Just next time, address me as Councilman Real, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will try to remember that, Mr. Councilman Real.
Mandy's fine.
Okay, Mr. Mandy, Councilman. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions from the public? No?
Thank you. We're gonna.
Just one quick question. So you're missing 2?
We're missing 3 at this point.
3? Well, there's 5. So how do you guys have a quorum?
We have not had a quorum. Our last meeting was attended by Mr. Kim in order for us to be able to have a meeting.
So is that why you guys didn't do the Halloween?
The Halloween carnival was not actually. Mr. Kim appointed. Mr. Kim appointed somebody about a week before the Halloween carnival. I was contacted whether we should have the Halloween carnival. I just discussed it with Mark, which is the only other person that was there that was appointed, and we felt that it was too late because we weren't going to be able to have food vendors, and we weren't going to be able to advertise the event or do anything. So we decided.
So then you do have 3.
No, we had 3. Our 2 meetings.
Kim appointed him and then removed him?
2 meetings ago, Mr. Armando Martinez was removed by Mr. Kim.
Oh.
So right now, I repeat, we have 2. We need 3 people as soon as possible. And by the way, they have to be in the bid area. They have to be, either employee or have some kind of relations with somebody in the bid area, like, either an employee, business owner, property owner, some kind of.
It can be an employee, though?
It can be an employee.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Now we're gonna open the public hearing, 8:50. Anybody's have, you gonna be against it or for it?
I'm against it.
Okay, then against the first.
At this point.
Okay.
We have 360 members on the bid. $36,000 comes in every year. That's $100 assessed for everybody. You have people that's on Emerson that don't even know what's going on. They don't get any emails or for that matter, about the 50-50. There's a 50-50. You can't get all 360 people to do the 50-50, which is, the advertising. We can't do that, so it's just a waste of money. Right now, and then the Halloween Carnival could have been done. I was ready to do it as a non-member, but he put a block on it like he always does. But you guys could have sat there, and I already had the people that sell at the schools. They were ready to come in. I had vendors. I had everything going. They don't want to do anything. When they did the car show, they gave money to Tony Dominguez. He says, here's $8,000, whatever, do it. They have to do something. Bid members or bid commissioners should be out there working. That's what we're here for. We're here for Calexico. He works in Yuma. He has no time. Mark Holloway doesn't care. He told me, he said, you know what, if they throw me out, it's fine. He has no time. We're wasting time. And then you guys, 4 months now, you can't even get a commissioner. So I would recommend that either you sizzle it out, or 1 year moratorium. It's just help the commissioner, the merchants, with $100 less in the assessment, because it's just $100 for doing nothing. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of merchants that don't even know what's going on, and they get assessed $100. And you have to send them emails. We don't have all their emails. 360 merchants, There's no emails. So they don't know what's going on, so I figured that at least put it 1 year moratorium, get your guys commissioners, and start again. You want to do that next year. But as far as right now, either you fizzle it out because it's not working. It really doesn't work. The 50-50 doesn't work. These two guys don't have time. I did most of the work when I was there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryson.
I have a question for Mr. Lopez. Of last year's levied funds, which I believe is somewhere in the realm of 40,000, is that correct?
It's about 36,000.
36,000?
36,000.
Wasn't it? It used to be up in the 50s, right? Like 40-some thousand.
It's gone. Our current budget, when we levy it, like right now, we believe we have over $20,000 left in the fund.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 what? Or about 24,000. Our city managers informed me. So when we get the 36,000 at the beginning of the year, obviously we'll have 50-something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not our intention to spend all the money on anything. We try to spend the money on things that we feel are worthwhile. You know, and what we do is we get together and we do different items. I'm sorry to hear that Mr. Risen feels that we're not doing a good job and that he was doing. He was appointed by. Okay, that I'm not doing a good job.
I'm just joking.
And he was appointed by Mr. Moreno. He was welcome. Mr. Risen, I allowed you to speak.
You don't have time.
Please don't interrupt it.
Okay. And you know, I'm sorry that Mr. Risen feels this way. I wish he would join us again because he was a good part of the team. And I feel that doing nothing is the worst thing that we can do. We need to continue doing this, and we need to, you know, I welcome Mr. Risen back, and I welcome any merchant that wants to join us to come back.
So once this is levied, you're looking at a $60,000 budget, correct? 24
yeah,
and 30.
approximately.
Okay. So,
Mandy, to answer your question, we got 28 empty storefronts.
oh, I understand what
That's why, that's, you know.
what I'm trying to get to is that, you know, maybe there should be a certain amount that the bid should say, you know what, for example, we'll leave $5,000 in reserves, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're levying $100 for the people, they should get, I mean, you guys should be spending all the money every year and not really saving 20,000, saving 30,000.
We're not,
maybe a small amount just for
we're not
an
saving
emergency,
20,000, or if you look at our budget, we spend pretty much the 36,000.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened is that money has been left over during the course of 7 years. And so, you know, I guess we could use all of it.
Do you want to give it to the general fund? We're probably going to need it.
Well, you know, that's up to you. We tried, like I say, we tried different things. We tried hiring a cleaning company to clean downtown, going sort of like in Disneyland for numerous hours a day. We got numerous complaints that it wasn't working, so we decided to remove it. We come before you to ask you for the parking meters. Right now, we put up flags in all our downtown area, poinsettia flags. On Imperial Avenue, we set up Christmas flags all the way down. Mr. Risen was pointing out, we do the car show. We have a Mother's Day event. We do a lot of 50-50 advertising. What 50-50 advertising is, we encourage merchants who don't normally advertise to have a taste of advertising, so we make it very inexpensive for them to advertise. And we use...
I've seen how the 50-50 works.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is I would like that the merchants get a few options. Mm-hmm. As far as, I know that you guys usually use a certain... you guys kind of vote on...
That's also been a misconception. We use the Valley Press. Mm-hmm. We use Channel 3. We use Channel 66. We use La Voz. We use also Mr. Dominguez.
At the same time, or like at different...
Pretty much at different times, sometimes at the same time. What we do is we ask the media for proposals. We tell them what we're interested in. We want you to offer a good deal to the merchants, and something that we're going to pay half the bill, and the merchants will pay half the bill, so that to encourage the merchants to promote their businesses in the downtown or the Imperial or you know, Emerson or Pauline. Mm-hmm. So if you look at it, quite a few merchants participate. We've had upwards of 40 merchants. I'm sure Roslyn can have better numbers than I remember exactly, but I know it's been upwards of 40 merchants that participate in this. So all those merchants that participate obviously see a value in this. And obviously you cannot please everybody. You know, a lot of people like the car show. A lot of people say the car show is the worst thing we can do. A lot of people like the Halloween carnival. People say that's the worst thing we can do. it's just so difficult, and all we can try to do is get as much input as possible and do what we feel is the majority of the people want.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Mr. Mayor, there's 360 members and only 30, 40 people advertise. What about the others that pay $100? They get nothing out of it. They're not getting nothing out of it at this point. So they got $20,000, $30,000 left right now. They should use it until it fizzles out, and then just give it one year moratorium. Just don't charge anybody next year, and you'll see how they're all going to be happier than what they are now. You have to help us with lower everything. Like Mandy wants to lower impact fees and business license and everything.
No,
That'll help a lot.
we did already.
But it'll help us.
The council did.
$100.
The council did.
It's not working. The bid is not working. They don't want to work, believe me. They just sit up there and they want people to come out with what do you call it, ideas. You have to come up with the ideas. You policymakers, you guys come up with your ice cream social, your Halloween carnival. That's what you're supposed to do. So I'm just asking, it's $100 is $100, guys.
But I have questions, Mr. Raisin. Is that the 50-50? It's been years been doing it?
Pardon?
Isn't that the 50-50? It's years been doing it?
This
It
is a
works only
public
certain
hearing.
Certain people use it. Not everybody uses it. Tony Dominguez has his own clientele. He uses his.
We've turned into the bid now.
How many people use on Emerson? It's just
Mr. Kim, this is a public hearing. Everyone should have 3 minutes to speak.
And then La Voz, we don't see any advertising La Voz. I didn't see any. They don't even come here. If you come to a meeting, you'll see 5 people here.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody
We do
really
things
cares.
differently here, John.
Okay.
I believe you have to go.
Okay,
door
please.
and do it.
Okay, the people who wants to talk against or against?
Yeah, you already started against with him.
Neither against, I'm not against or I'm not with it.
My battery's dead.
I
You got
just-
3 minutes?
Silvia Bernal,
Battery's
818 4th Street.
3 minutes.
I was talking to some of my friends about the Christmas decorations that we have downtown. I didn't know who to go to because I had even thought about maybe for next year having a fundraiser, because it is so disappointing to see our Christmas decorations that we have. Whoever bought these little poinsettias are this big. I have at my house where it says Merry Christmas, it's about 5 feet tall. And it's really, I'm not here to belittle anybody, but even Heber has lighted figurines of Christmas. They're beautiful, and it's Heber. And if you have $20,000 left over, use them. You need to light up Calexico. You need to have Christmas music. You need to make it a merry place to go to, where I want to feel proud about Calexico. You know where are the best decorations? Outside of City Hall. Merry Christmas on both sides. The one on the right-hand side, you can't even see it.
It's
And those-
happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Okay, I'm sorry. And I know that at one point in time, that was put at the entrance of Calexico. Come on, you guys, let's do something for Calexico, at least during the holidays. Let's get into the Christmas spirit. This is what it's all about. You have $20,000, use it for something. As Morris was saying, why keep it there? No, Manny was the one, Armando Real was the one that was saying that. Why keep it there? Use it. Your business people, they need to see that their money that they're giving is being used for something. And I think they would all appreciate it if they were to see, Calexico with beautiful Christmas lights.
Wouldn't a big Christmas tree be health? No?
What? I don't care what it is. It would, whatever you want to put, it
Isn't
would
that
be
considered healthy?
beautiful to have something there. I'm neither against it nor for it, but if you want somebody to help you spend the money, Mr. Lopez, I would gladly help you. Thank you.
Okay.
Speaking of the Christmas tree.
You are against or for? Okay.
What happened to the Christmas lights on the PD that used to be the Christmas tree?
On the fire department.
Well, the fire department. Are those on? No? They got a ladder, right?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And my feeling is to keep the bid, and I'm going to say one thing, no disrespect, but it starts with the city council. The bid needs to have some stability. You can't have people appointed and then removed because somebody gets a hair or something, but yet The bid, if you had organization, and I'm going to say one thing, we have disagreements, but Morris was a great organizer. I remember how he would walk downtown when they had a project and make sure it works. Those are the kind of people, if you're going to appoint people to the bid, just don't appoint somebody just to throw somebody there. Get somebody that has the ability and the knowledge to do something. And the bid at one time was a mover. And I remember we had joint meetings, I should say one meeting, with the bid and the economic side of the house, and we were working together to move things forward for the city as a whole, particularly the downtown. Now, it starts at the top with the city council, who you appoint. Now, you can't get very much done with two people on the bid, and maybe the city councilman comes in to fill in. And how long has it been, and I brought it up once before, how long has it been that we didn't have appointments to the bid? It would come up, they'll defer it to the next meeting, So where's the stability? And I believe this, a city, or I should say the city council is a mirror of what the people are. And if you want to show what you are and what you stand for, show what you can do for your city. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is about time that we start moving forward. Now, we're talking about, let's just get rid of the bid. And then what's going to happen? Nothing. But yet, if you had the city council, I'm sure the economic side of the house is willing to work with the bid to may come up with ideas. I have no problem about working. I think everybody knows that. I'm in favor of keeping the bid, making it stronger. And that's what we should do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holton. Okay, if there anybody to speak about this, then we're going to close the public hearing 9:05. Okay, now so we can come to council. And Mr. Leal, you have something to talk?
I think that we should support the bid. I think that it's the business owners of Calexico are going to get at least $100 off, I think, on their business license this year anyways, because of the fees that we lowered. But I think it is something that we need to kind of either, get going or let it go next year for sure. As far as the bid having monies just, in the bank, it's really, when you see downtown and just to think, there's $20,000 in the bank account and look at downtown right now, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about my city, but I will hear the decorations for Christmas are just really bad. I remember growing up as a kid that there was lights and, everything, and now it's just like green something.
And I agree with you, Mr. Rell. I think we should keep the bid as well and get some new members that want to take part, that want to be empower their community by taking part in decision making. So I agree with you on that one.
So that's it. I mean, I think
unless
we
you're
do have
going to make a motion, then I will make the motion.
I'll make the motion
wait.
to approve.
Second.
Aye. Go ahead, Mayor. Go ahead, Mayor.
You're talking too much.
Who's calling the kettle black?
Okay, I believe is there any possible we can have some discount fee levy amount in this year? Because everybody in Rhinos, I believe a lot merchants there, the red. So is there any chance we can lower the fee at least this year? That's my first question. And just for this year. And second, if I know it's a short time, but if we can have some spending for the decoration, maybe from the cities to some money put in there too, so we can make the little more decorated. Because when I'm asking the city manager said we don't have any materials. Whatever we have there, that's all we have. So nothing to be decorated materials. So probably city itself put some money there and bid some money put in there, probably we can have a little more better decoration on this year.
I just have a question. Can we actually change the amount right now?
You could lower it, you couldn't raise it.
Okay. Mr. Castro.
I'm definitely supporting the bid because instead to not to work with the merchants in downtown area in Calexico, for me that's something wrong. We should add more business to this bid because, like for example, what I understand or what I hear, that the bid is the areas that the bid covers is from what I hear is from 1st to 4th Street, right?
And then Imperial.
And then Imperial, Emerson, and all the way to the north of the Imperial, or just on 4th?
No, it stops at 98. Stops at 98. Starts on 98, yeah.
Oh, really? Well, for me, I mean, definitely I'm supporting not to get rid of bid.
There's a motion and a second.
It's $8.30 a month, right? That's all. That's a lunch. That's all it costs. It's just a lunch month. I think our merchants can afford that.
Where do you eat for $8?
McDonald's.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Now we're gonna have pass by 4-1. Someone call the Miss Hurtado, please. Discussion and the potential action items. In 11, resolution of the City Council of the City of Calexico finding and determining the public interested and
Make a motion to approve.
necessity for acquiring and authorizing the condemnation of portions of real property located at.
Aye.
What are you doing here?
There's a motion.
At the 926 Cesar Chavez Boulevard, Calexico, California 92231, APN 058-244-001 for the purpose of the Cesar Chavez Boulevard Improvement Project in Zuniga.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Aye.
Is there anybody we should talk in this case? Okay.
Aye.
Oh. Go ahead, Council.
Go ahead, please.
Bruce Beach, Best Bess and Krieger. My address is 655 West Broadway. I've already had discussions with Mr. Zuniga regarding this particular matter. It's the acquisition of property for a very important project for the city, the expansion of Cesar Chavez Boulevard. And to go forward, you need to determine that the project's necessary, that the property is necessary for the project, that the project is in the greatest public good, least private injury, and we have made an offer to Mr. Zuniga, and that we are in discussions with him, and we will continue those discussions regarding settlement, and but we need to go forward and file the lawsuit and get resolution with him. But we have had discussions. Correct, Mr. Zuniga?
We have, though, and I've hired already an appraiser, and they were at the house on Saturday, and I should have something for you the next.
This is at that 1V.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So our recommendation at this time is to go ahead and to adopt the resolution of necessity to acquire the property for the project.
Okay. So, Mr. Zuniga, you have a chance to settle down between.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You're gonna have a time to settle down with the attorney.
You're okay with the project?
I'm okay with the project.
Yes, so you're gonna be a chance to settle down with our
yes.
attorney. Thank you.
Absolutely.
There's a first and a second, right?
Yeah, we have a motion by Mr. Leal.
Second by Castro, right?
Second by Castro.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Number 12, resolution of the City Council of the City of Calexico finding and determining the public interest and necessity for acquiring and authorizing the condemnation of the portions of real property located at 500 Cesar Chavez Boulevard, Calexico, California, 92231, APN 058-400-063 for the purpose of the Cesar Chavez Boulevard Improvement Project in Mesa.
Motion to approve item number
Is
12.
there anybody come from there?
Right over there.
Good evening, Bruce Beach, Best and
If
Krieger on
someone was-
behalf of,
Okay.
of the city. On this particular matter, this is also for the Cesar Chavez Improvement Project.
Mhm.
You need to find that the project's necessary, that the property is necessary for the project, that the greatest public good, least private injury, and that an offer has been made. I would also inform you that papers have already been submitted to the city for execution on this particular matter, but just in the event that the matter fell out of escrow, we would still like to go forward with the resolution necessity so that if litigation is necessary, we can go to court and file the complaint.
So Ms. Mesa is here? Or Mr. Mesa?
Motion to approve.
Nobody's here from...
Second.
Aye.
Motion made by the Mr. Real, second by Mr.
Aye.
Moreno.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approve it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I want to just add that Mr. Romo had lost his phone. If anybody finds a phone, please turn it into administration. Right, Mr. Romo? Okay.
Thank you.
What does the phone look like?
a
What does the
flip
phone look, flip phone or? Okay. Okay.
13, authorizing acting city manager to sign agreement for professional services between the city of Calexico and the BJ in engineering and
So this.
surveying incorporation for the relocation or abandonment of the water lines of the State Route 98.
This went out for bid, is that correct, City Manager?
That's
Yes.
correct.
And we have 1, 2, and 3 here?
You have three
Yes.
bids, and we're
Okay.
recommending the lower bid of $16,700 to BJ Engineering.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion by the Mr. Real, second by Mr. Moreno. You gonna vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Number 14, adoption of the record retention policy and the schedule.
Do we have city manager discuss this?
City managers explain on this,
Mr.
please.
Mayor, the law requires that the city have a record retention policy that follows guidelines laid out by the government code. The policy before you was developed in conjunction with our firm. We have basically a policy that's used by a number of cities throughout the state. It provides timelines for retaining public records and preserving public records, and then under appropriate circumstances destroying public records. So we recommend that it be approved.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Okay, have a discussion.
Are these policies only for, is it in general, or are we going to have any more specific, do we have more specific records for finance?
Well, if you look through the policy, it describes a number of different types of records, and the time frames for preservation are different. But
I'm assuming the federal government and state government has limits already that we have to stay within, correct?
the government code?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
the parameters of this policy are
Within the government code?
within the government code and actually
Exceed?
exceed the
Okay.
parameters of the government code.
So I second, aye?
Aye. Hello? Okay, I need to talk.
Aye.
Aye. I need to talk.
Motion passes 3-2.
Okay? You wanna be a mayor? Don't play this game. You need more serious.
I'm sorry, it's
Okay?
getting late.
No, you didn't vote yet. We need the discussions.
You need to discuss it. The rest of us are ready to vote.
The bond The bond, we have a bond 2 years to keep it. Too short term, as a government's, the minimum code timing is too short. We have a bond documents, like bond final, bond paid 2 years, bond surveyed 4 years. Too short time to keep the record. In case of something being done, conducted wrong, there's no way to trace it. So I believe at least 1.5 times on the list, or we need to go for the doubling times. So that way we kept the documents in case of if we need a search or if we need some investigation, we have proper documents there.
Well, I'd like to point out in most cases, the documents, are kept in hard copy for a time, and then they're copied in microfiche or some other permanent record. Before any documents can be destroyed, a resolution needs to come back to the City Council delineating which records those are, and then the City Council approves their destruction. So there aren't any documents that are going to be disappearing until you specifically approve their destruction.
So anytime before they destroying document, they're going to come to the council.
Exactly.
Can I ask a question with regard to statutes of limitations for example, the IRS and our audits and our financial statements and returns? Normally, it's a 3-year retention. What is the municipality's statute of limitations on how far the questioning can go as far as auditing? Is it 3 years also?
Is the question, how long does the city need to maintain those kinds of records?
Well, where we would be subject to an audit, or in this case, a re-audit, being that we're doing re-audits of 2013, or 13.
The timelines and the policies are, let's say, more conservative than the statute of limitations. When they develop these policies, they're familiar with the different statutes out there with respect to how long actions can be filed, and the policies require that the records be kept considerably in excess of whatever statutes are out there. I'm not familiar with the exact statutes. But there again, this is a pretty much a form policy that's been adopted by cities statewide. And this form of policy has been in use for, decades.
Aye.
What about?
Did somebody motion?
Oh, I think Mr. Real motioned before.
Who wants to make the motion?
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
14. Mr. Leal
Aye.
made the motion second by Mr. Moreno.
Aye.
Aye.
You want to vote? Mr. Castro voted?
Yes, I already
Okay.
voted. I say,
And,
I say.
Mr. Hurtado?
Like 3 times.
You didn't say oh? You didn't say oh?
Ms. Hurtado?
I said aye.
Aye. Mr. Moreno?
Aye.
Aye
Yeah.
again.
Okay. Aye. The 5 of them.
Aye.
Number 15, request by Maria Elena Mejia to reduce restitutions amounts and or make affordable restitutions payments based on income for fire damage at Rodriguez Park on January 19, 2015. Is there any, Mr.?
There's 3 options.
City manager, do you want to give some backup on this, or do you want just?
As a person in here?
We have to decide on 3
Back
options.
in January of this year.
You want to talk? You want to come to talk?
First of all, I'd like to understand, this is a refund policy that maybe should already be in effect, and why does it come to council?
It's not a refund policy. What it is, it's
No, it's a refund issue.
Restitution.
No, it's a restitution that the court has ordered for
They're refunding us or restituting us.
her child to pay the city for the damages that were done in the fire back in January of the Rodriguez Field bleachers and press box. So this restitution was ordered by the court for her to pay on behalf of her minor child. And so she has come forth asking for either a reduction in restitution or for us to allow for her to make payments because they're on a timeline to comply with the court. So that's why she'd be here before you, before us to provide either option, either a reduction in the restitution or to be able to make some payments.
Would another option be, Mr. City Manager, for the possibility of this juvenile to come and do community service? Was that an option by the court?
That wasn't. I haven't seen the court documents as to what was required of her minor child.
Because if he were to work, to pay it off at a minimum wage hour, I mean, that would be also something that we could consider.
I don't know what his age is. I don't know the age of the child.
13. Is he healthy? Then he can work.
Maybe at the fire department.
Mrs. Mejia, Mrs. Mejia is here.
You work at the fire department?
Yeah.
Good one, man. You're 2 for 2 today.
Yeah. He could be the mascot. What's it called?
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Mejia. Go ahead.
Sí, buenas noches. Estoy aquí por ese problema de mi hijo y estoy dispuesta a responder, ¿verdad? Solo que me parece que están cobrando mucho y pues soy de bajos recursos y solo quería ver si podían bajar un poco.
Mr. City Manager, perdóname, ¿no teníamos aseguranza that was not insured? We didn't have any insurance reimbursement on this incident?
I'd have to verify this, but this is restitution that has been
ordered by
the court.
To restitute us?
Y solo quería pedirle eso, si pudieran bajar un poco más y también el pago que yo tenga que dar, si puede estar también al alcance de mis posibilidades.
¿Qué es algo que usted puede pagar mensual a la ciudad?
Pues pudiera ser como $20 al mes.
Wow. Va a durar mucho en pagar los $19,000.
Okay.
Was there any insurance reimbursements in this incident?
It was sent into our insurance. However, this restitution.
I know, but my question is, was there any insurance reimbursement? Because
I'd have to be, I believe there was. Let me verify that. I believe there was, but this restitution wasn't imposed.
I don't understand why the courts would ask her to restitute us if we already were brought.
Because
we were
crime,
reimbursed.
It's a crime that was committed. That restitution is given to anybody that gets.
Restitution is, as far as what I believe, is usually to recover a loss, but our insurance recovered that, I believe, right?
I believe the insurance covered
I'm
it.
confused.
However, the court might have ordered for us to get reimbursed so we could reimburse the insurance cost.
Yeah, there again, I'm not familiar with the background. On the other hand, we belong to an insurance pool, so ultimately those costs fall back on the city. So.
I don't understand the structure at all.
Okay, I think during the briefing was $20,000 from the judgments, isn't it?
That's correct.
So what I'm understanding, they have 2 kids involved.
That's correct. There was actually 4 kids involved, but only 2 were apparently
two other were responsible.
held liable. Correct.
Okay.
One is her child, and we don't know who the other child is at this time.
So what Mr. Moreno was talking a very good point. I believe we can give them half of them, which is the part of the 2 responsible. So we got on her side the $10,000.
Let me show my proposal. I deal with kids on community service on a daily basis.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. With the $10,000, we can go with the
We can go $10,000.
Minimum wage worth.
And if we pay this young man $10 an hour per se to do back community service, it cost him 1,000 hours, not to exceed 20 hours a week during school time, and not to exceed 40 hours a week during summer.
I still don't understand why, if we got reimbursement, if we request, let's say for example she had a whatever amount it is, $15,000 check or $10,000 check, and this family decides to give it to the city of Calexico just to make the deal finish. What does the city of Calexico do with those $10,000?
They pay the insurance premium because it goes up every time you have an incident.
No, seriously. What is the city of Calexico
That's
doing
serious.
by requesting that restitution? Where is it going to be applied?
The fire department.
it'd be replied back to our general fund, which was probably what you
Okay.
paid for our insurance premium.
That's my question then. If we've already been cured by our insurance, why are we double dipping and charging her too? I don't get it.
It wasn't our order, it was a
Does
court order.
anybody agree with me?
That was a court
It's kinda
order, not
confusing.
our order.
No.
I just don't see where, if they provide restitution,
What I
who
believe the
benefits from the
insurance,
restitution? If we're going to be, we already benefited with the insurance reimbursement. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, legal?
Our insurance went up from 1.2 million to
But this is
$3.5 million.
this is-
There's reasons
let's-
why.
Let's capture this incident by itself, forget the rest.
You can't, because it's a pool.
okay.
It's a lot of
okay.
incidents happening at the same
Excuse
time.
me. I believe
I'm
the
asking legal
insurance,
and
when,
he's
the,
not.
when they find someone who's responsible, insurance doesn't cover for that because they're going to be someone is responsible, they're supposed to pay for that.
I think that, I mean, I'm just thinking,
It doesn't sound right.
and is this something that's going to be able to be transferred when the
We don't
kids
know
are
if there's
18 years
insurance
old, they become
reimbursement.
adults? Does that, or does it stay with the mother for, you're not sure?
I'm not sure, I'm not.
Mr. Hargrave, how
Maybe
they
to that
works on this? How works that? Because what understanding
I
when
say we give the opportunity of the kid to do community service at
Yeah.
$10 an hour.
Yeah,
and
but the thing what I'm
help the
trying to say
city.
to was she was Ms. Hurtado arguing with what about the insurance? So insurance, what they found some the responsible parties no longer insurance pay. They're gonna be expecting the party who is responsible. Mr. Gomez, you have something to say? Yeah.
Without actually viewing the court order, you can't take action. If the judge says you're going to pay restitution, you're going to pay restitution, and it's a form of punishment, and it's a law.
Yeah.
So we can't change the restitution?
You can't change a court order, only the court can change a court order.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So
we can pay him to $10 an hour as a community service, hire the kid, $10 an hour to say for the fire departments.
Well, that would be
But
a
you-
decision you make, but the court order should stand, and without reviewing it,
Mhm.
you should hold off any decisions and just take a look at the court order.
So look, we'll bring the court order to the next meeting.
Whoever has it.
We don't have a copy of the court
Isn't it
order.
in your backup?
No.
We don't have a copy of the court order. The
It's
other
just a
thing we
letter.
have is what she
Why am I not
provided.
surprised?
Then I move that we continue this to the next item till we get the court order.
Yeah, because violation of
Second.
a court order is a crime.
Okay.
Aye.
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 Okay, hi.
Ridículo.
Did you
So we
understand,
can-
did
yeah.
you understand that?
Va a tener
Can you
junta otra semana, otra junta.
Sí, solo quería saber cuándo sería la próxima junta porque
El
cuando
6.
estuve con el juez,
6 de enero.
el juez me dijo que solamente tengo hasta el 5 de enero y si no está resuelto, él va a poner lo que es y no va a haber ninguna rebaja ni nada y va a poner el cobro que él quiera.
Lo que pasa, señores, es que no venimos preparados, no nos están proporcionando a nosotros la información que ocupamos para hacer una decisión con toda la información. El contenido de lo que tenemos aquí no es lo suficiente para hacer lo apropiado para usted. Pero, sí.
Yo tengo la cita a la corte para el 5 de enero y me dijo el juez que es su última oportunidad, ya. Él va a poner lo que es y no va a haber ninguna rebaja y el abono lo va a poner como él diga.
So what we can do
A
with
mí
this?
se me hace que esto es algo realmente, digo, esto es algo que se tiene que decidir en la corte, no sé por qué nosotros estamos realmente involucrados en esto. Se me hace que si tomamos acción, de todos modos la corte puede decidir diferente y realmente ellos son la ley, pues nosotros no. ¿Verdad? Ahora, en cuestión de a lo mejor ayudar a los jóvenes para que puedan pagar la tarifa basado en trabajo o algo así, pues yo creo que la ciudad puede ayudar por ese lado, pero en cuestión de bajarle, no creo que nosotros tengamos esa autorización.
Mr. Hargrave, can we convert the amount money to the community service? The counting minimum wage is $10 an hour?
You know, I would suggest that maybe the chief of police accompany the minor and his mother to the court and talk with the judge and find out what latitude the city has to, adjust the penalty. I mean, at this point, we really don't know what we can do and what we can't do, and I think the judge would likely understand under the circumstances.
For now, it was tabled, so, I mean, we.
Yeah, but
already
she has a
voted.
timeline, that's the problem we have.
Well, but they can contact the court beforehand and let them know, right?
Can maybe somebody go with her to the court on that day?
Come, please.
Yeah, we have,
Mr. Gomez.
we're
Come to microphone there.
we're
Right
likely
there.
going to have
Right
another
there.
meeting next week. What we could try to do between now and then is come up with some information and bring us that.
Next meeting, when is gonna be our next meeting?
January 5th.
January
Well,
5th.
no, we're supposed to have a meeting next week. Possible.
We have to approve an insurance package.
Special meeting?
I think so.
Do we have a special meeting?
Yeah, we should have, no?
So we can.
Okay, then we can put on the next meeting together?
Yeah.
Special meeting?
And by then, do you think you can answer the questions about when and if the subject then does provide the restitution? Where does that restitution, where does it apply to give credit to these individuals? Or is it going to go back into reimbursing the insurance company for the $20,000 that was already reimbursed? Or is it going to go to some other account somewhere? That's really important to know, because if we're going to end up having to set policy someday, we need to have a lot more of the background history on how these things work in this insurance world, and criminal restitution requests by judges. And like we're saying here, it's really hard to understand why the council is being asked to be involved. It's just a little confusing, especially with insurance reimbursements involved here too. Let's be prepared.
Make a motion to extend the meeting. We're past 9:30, but we got one agenda item left.
We have a two,
Second.
three ones
Aye.
left.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we're on item 16 or 17? 17.
Okay, next one.
Mayor, you playing?
Okay, next one is
Facebook?
requested by Mayor Kim for the City Council to refer an item to the Calexico Special Financing Authority for funding of public restrooms and the sports facility.
What
Mr.
number is this, 18?
17.
16.
16. Didn't we discuss this, Mr. Rivera discussed this
Mr.
extensively?
Rivera,
We postponed this meeting.
my understanding is that we can't do that.
purchase. We can't purchase anything with that.
No, we can't make the decision, but we can make the decision to council, to go to the JPI members, to request of the JPI.
Well, the legal told us that we couldn't spend money from the Heffernan Memorial Hospital District on bathrooms in sports facilities.
Well, they spend the money for the mega park, $500,000. What's the difference?
Well, that was for a health facility, wasn't it? This has nothing to, Mr. Kim, I think we should take the advice from their attorney.
I need the attorneys.
Did you look up this item?
My understanding is that, based on the discussion we had last time, that the money is basically under the discretion of the healthcare district. So the question is, what can the healthcare district spend that money on?
The attorney came last meeting and said that it's got to be on wellness, that his interpretation of the law is that we are not allowed to spend, JPA is not allowed, and I say weird because I'm on the JPA, but JPA is not allowed to spend money on bathrooms for water retention basins. And so that's his interpretation, and we have two people here from.
I mean, we heard it last week extensively, so I suggest we move on and drop this item and not take any action.
Second.
Well, the question is, what's the discretion to spend? And we represent a healthcare district, and the healthcare district spends its money on a wide variety of recreationally
Health and wellness.
Any kind of facilities that are directed to health and wellness, including outdoor recreation kinds of facilities. Now, whether or not they can make that link, whether or not they're inclined to make that link, that's entirely within their discretion.
It would be the discretion of the district, the healthcare district, to recommend to spend that money. We had no say-so when they bought ambulances. We had no say-so when they bought these things that are going on in the park. They have made those decisions on their own as a body of 5.
No, they have a JPA.
Right, the Joint Powers Authority, but you just sit on the meeting and make suggestions. You don't sit on the meeting and take action on where the money's being spent, true or not true?
No, we...
you don't know, you were there for one meeting.
No. You are...
Right, is that true? You guys make those decisions.
Yes. You're making, okay.
When the two, wait a minute, when the 2 council members sit on there, do they make decisions on how the money's going to be spent?
No, it first has to be approved by the Heffernan Memorial Healthcare District.
Which is a body of 5.
Body of 5, then it comes to the JPA for approval, but no money can be removed without first going to the Heffernan Memorial Healthcare District, then it goes to the JPA, and that's only for the money that was left over from the sales taxes, and we can use it for, there's a wide range where we can use, but we cannot use it to build a restroom. We cannot use it to build a restroom that is not health related. We are really right now, we were under the grand jury, under investigation. There was a lot of litigations that were going on, and there was a borderline on things that we could and we could not. And so right now we're doing exactly that. It has to be related to health issues.
Motion to not approve.
Okay.
Motion to not approve.
I don't have a chance to talk.
No, you don't have a chance to talk.
Yes,
there is
I
no
do.
discussion. Motion to not approve.
We're not making final decision spending. We are making decision to ask
Mayor,
the JPA.
Point of order, there's a motion on the floor, there's a second, there's no discussion. Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Respect your counsel, Mr. Kim.
I'm the mayor. I need to finish my talk.
No, you don't have to finish your talk, because nobody here wants to listen to you.
Okay?
Mr. Kim,
you don't want to.
Mr. Kim, as the chair for the Heffernan Memorial Healthcare District, really, truly, I wish that we could do something to help you, but it's against our guidelines to do that.
Yes, I understand that, because I'm not trying to make decision for the Heffernan board. Please don't mislead by the Mr. Moreno. Okay? Okay, this agenda is we are making council member making decision, suggestion to the 2 JPA members to request to spend money on the restroom, sports utilities for the kids.
Well, they're right next to
you.
They're next to you.
Yes.
You just heard
That's
from
what I'm
Mr.
saying.
Real that we can't.
Even I understanding, even the 2 council members to go to JPA or requested, they have a right to say no. I understand, fully understand. So my intention is to try to taking care of the council side.
And I understand, Mr. Kim, but you just heard from Mr. Real. He sits with us on the JPA, that it can't be done.
Okay.
I need to hear from Mr. Castro.
Okay,
he's the one that's been there the longest, and he knows what can.
Let me ask you a question. I think we can put this to rest. Would you or could you put on the Heffernan board this item and vote on it, please?
We cannot deny anybody from being on our agenda, and yes, we can place it.
So are you happy with them putting it on?
Well, as long as you put it on the agenda, I'm okay.
So you guys can put that on the agenda?
The city council make the decision to put it on there.
Yes.
So there it is. She's going to put it on the agenda?
The first Wednesday of January,
it'll be on.
We will put it on the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye to not approve or?
Aye.
Aye. So they will put it on the agenda and they will.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it out until conditional that they're gonna put it on the agenda. Heffernan board.
Sure.
For the record. No.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So put it on the agenda for Heffernan.
Yeah. Aye.
They're going to put it on the.
No action should be taken then, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, no action.
For the record, Mega Park, this Heffernan board spend, JPA spend money, $500,000 for the Mega Park.
Well, let's bring in the garment industry too. We can spend another $500,000.
Thank you. Okay, number 17, appointment by mayor and the council members to various commissioners, board and the committees.
Mr. Mayor, I appoint Mr. Armando Martinez for the Business Improvement District.
Thank you.
Who's that, John?
Mr. Armando Martinez.
Good choice. Tocayo.
Okay. We have business improvement districts. Okay, council
And he has
member-
prior experience.
Council member. Council member Hurtado.
What's the question? Oh, I don't have any. It's been a little bit hard to find people that want to serve right now. I'm so sorry.
Okay, thank you. And the other one is Recreation Commissions, appointment by Mayor Kim. I didn't have a chance to find yet. Financing Advisory Board, appointment by Council Member Hurtado.
I just said, Mr. Kim, I do not have any appointments today because it's really hard to find anyone that wants to serve right now.
Okay, Senior Citizen Commission, appointed by the Council Member Moreno.
I have no one at this time.
Okay, thank you. Authorization to advertise current vacation in local newspaper.
So moved.
Thank you. Local appointment list.
Is that an action item?
This is not an action item, but the thing is,
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you.
I don't know why they're putting it here. Okay, number 18, local appointment list 2015 in conformance with the MADI Act, California Government Code 54970.
Acknowledge receipt. Acknowledge receipt.
Okay, do I have a future agenda?
Negative.
Yes, I do.
Ms.
I have a future agenda item that's really important right now. Okay. We have 2 weeks to the new year, and I know that this council, I recused myself with the new fee structure of the business licenses. The business licenses and the developer fees and all these things that we were supposed to copy from El Centro, which, by the way, they were a little upset because we copied them, but the fact that, let's say, for example, I'm a business consultant and I have a client right now. Can a client come today to City Council, being that 2 weeks from now they got to pay a business license? Can they come today and actually receive a quote what their cost is going to be? Because I understand you haven't implemented that in the program. And I'd like to have an information, a future agenda item so that business owners can know, because I know that our program needs to be tweaked so that the structure that belongs to El Centro that we copied is completely differently structured than Calexico. So, as you know, the system that we have in our program is only programmed to build our style, and it was done in a custom manner for Calexico's needs. So when you guys all then decided to make that decision, which I couldn't do that, but we're not ready yet, are we? And I believe that probably from here till before the 1st of January, we may want to have all that ready so that we can actually tell the community, okay, community, we're ready, this is our structure, maybe lay it out on a presentation. But we're only 2 weeks away here, and I'm getting a little concerned because it doesn't look like we're ready to roll out those prices. So if we can have a future agenda item to roll that out as far as new business fee structures, the business licenses, and the, what were they, developer fees that were reduced to? All of that, we should already have it ready to go. Whatever it was that we were going to copy from El Centro, so that we can have that, because we're only 2 weeks away, and the billing is 6,000 business licenses that need to be billed. When were we going to be ready to build those business licenses with the new structure?
It won't be at January 1. There's no way. There's not a possible way. So we're going to be delayed on sending those out. We just got the fee structures from the city of El Centro.
Are we going to notify the public that we are not going to be able to do that?
Yes, we're going to do that.
We're going to notify the deadline for the extension.
Yes, the deadline
So
is
this
going to
is
have to
for
be extended.
all renewals of business licenses and all new business. We cannot take any new business right now?
Correct.
Wow, okay. And do you have an estimated time when we will?
Not at this time, but I can get back.
So right now, we've made a change to the business license structures, reducing it all, and we're not ready. Is that correct?
We are currently working on it.
So we won't be ready for the first bill. We need to tell that to the public, though. That's why I'm asking.
We barely obtained the information on Monday from them, yes.
Okay, so we won't be ready for January the 1st to be able to bill.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you. So any future agenda? Mr. Real? Okay, it looks like we adjourn the meeting. The 9:47. We adjourn the meeting.